And we are now live. And we are not going to talk about the things. What we are going to talk about is you guys just rolled up on this camp. You pull up in your giant EotE, having just parted ways with the Jawas, who I don't think are coming this deep in here. They did not do much.
Which is good for them.
Yeah. Intelligence, right?
Yeah, they failed a lot of those last time, so I'm glad they're not coming forward farther.
Oh, did we hear an explosion as they tried to get back their flying ship?
You did not. Now,
I assume Minigar stayed with us?
Yes, Minigar is your apprentice.
Yes. Is apprentice the opposite of Padawan? Is that what that is?
He's not force sensitive.
Do you really think that's going to matter to Gar?
No, it's not going to matter to him either.
I'm going to teach him how to use the force.
His first name is Mal, by the way, if you wanted
Mal.
to. Yeah.
Nice.
So, 10,000 foot view, you guys have rolled into this camp. There's a crashed fire spray on the other side. There's a group of besieged mercenaries and a handful of their support staff in a makeshift camp that have blatantly been holding off attacks from various different creatures. Not all of them look like Jupa worms, but it's hard to tell what they are because there's so many carcasses piled around the edges of this wall. That is the scene that you walk into, but before we get into it, before we advance the timeline any further, what do you guys remember from the last episode? Let's make sure everybody's on the same page. We'll start with Ghost.
Right, well, I have all of this written out, so you're going to probably end with me too. But we're in Farmore. We fought large Jupa worms. We got 3.5 kills with the ATTE. But those were babies of a godlike creature, a Jupa worm called Basicali. I probably butchered that. But we
Although it's
meditated.
Basicalist. No, you're right. It was basically. Yeah, no, it was not pronounced basically, but it's spelled basically.
It's spelled Basecli. Basically.
Yeah, that's how you spell basically.
So Gar meditated. We felt
that's the best.
With me. We felt a connection with this she-worm brood mother. We found out that natives worshipped her. Gar got really freaked out, tried to talk us out of killing it, was super scared. I think at one point you said, it's a god. You can't fight a god. And
scared is not the wrong word. Saying you're scared of a god is like saying you're scared to go into outer space without a spacesuit.
That's okay. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I attempted to convince Gar and the others to come in and save some mercenaries. But Gar ended up getting eaten by another Jupa worm, and I cut him out with the saber. Hook, he found Thunder, this rat from his backstory, barely alive when we cut him out of the Jupa worm too. We had some barbecue Jupa, and we group meditated, and we asked questions about the big girl.
Yeah, we talked to basically.
I don't know if we talked to her. We just kind of like sensed some things about her.
There was communication. There was communication.
Well, so we mind melded with it, and we discovered that Basically was like agitated or manipulated by some old yellow-eyed, piercing-gazed.
I don't know if it's supposed to be called Mind Meld. That's a different franchise.
Entity. Sorry if I used Mind Meld wrong then. The Jawas picked a new leader, and then we headed into the city to find the entity, because that convinced Gar to go inside. It took the entire episode to convince him to go inside the city. Now we are here.
Well, I mean, having a dark force take over a god doesn't seem like something that's good for the planet. Like, I was willing. I fully believe that this thing is not dangerous as long as it's left alone. However, that thing's not going to leave it alone, and it would seem to be pushing it to do bad things.
Right. I get where you're coming from. We followed some distress flares, and now we're in the Farmore slums. We found an encampment. It's a makeshift base with a crashed ship and a group of mercenaries. I think I hit on everything.
Though Dubs, what happened last episode? Though Dubs.
Sorry, mute time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was just saying. I think he's got every aspect of it. I think he got it written down pretty well.
That's great note taking. I'd like to know from your character's perspective what happened. Don't worry, I'm gonna do it to everybody.
Well, same thing. I had some fun in the ATT, actually shooting some Jupa worms. I was actually a little disappointed that there was only small ones. I know we wanted to go after the big one, but of course we had a long discussion about whether or not we should. There was a lot of reservations because there was a perception that it was a god. I know that Kizik also had that idea that he wanted to shoot the old bartender and get some revenge, which was definitely an odd situation. I wasn't used to his character seeking revenge like that. But we ended up, of course, getting him back barely alive, which was a good thing. And then, of course, we're still moving forward, trying to decide what we want to do as far as go after this the brood mother. And also, we're doing that alone. We had the Jawas actually took off on us, so they left us. We kind of parted ways.
Yeah, I don't know if took off is the right term, but they figured out that their contract is null and void and didn't want to go any deeper in the city. But yeah, what I'm hearing is Abcor was disappointed by the combat with the Jupa worms. That they were supposed to be more of a challenge, and they weren't. And you're concerned about your friend Hookrus, whose uncharacteristic display of murderous hatred may have taken you by surprise.
That was pretty crazy. That was pretty nuts. I did not see that coming from Hooks, but it was interesting.
Huh?
I definitely took note.
Craven, what's Gar feeling?
Yeah. So last session, we arrived here. We decided to do a scouting mission. Gar volunteered to get his jetpack on and go flying out there, which he did. Scouted the area out, managed to not get himself into any dangerous trouble, and then upon returning, it was immediately nearly shot out of the sky by his supposed friend, who he has risked his life and his limb to save and help in his personal endeavors. And the apology there was, at best, minimal. There was a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Excuses just doesn't cut it, but it was really lackluster. And then it was constantly brought up for the rest of the evening because Gar felt very slighted. He was nearly vaporized and entirely killed over nothing more than his obviously drug-addled friend who was incapable of maintaining his composure. Then I think it grabbed Dubs at some point, and Gar saved him by cutting him loose. Then there was we attacked a lot of those worm things, most of which Gar killed himself. One or two shots from his bolt caster. Then towards the end of the night, one of them popped up and somehow snagged Gar and managed to suck him right in there before the crew blew it into tiny pieces. And Crikey carved a hole out and dragged Gar to safety. Then there was a realization. Gar was able to use his connection to the Force to realize that this thing that we're going after has been alive for a very, very, very long time, and really just wants to be left alone. And it seems to Gar like that's probably the best plan, is to leave it alone. That killing it, if it's even possible, might not be a good idea. It is sentient in a way that only something that has lived for this long can be, and it has in fact been worshipped before, until what appears to be Sith, or what we would know as Sith if we knew what Sith were, came in and caused something to happen where it destroyed everything and has been relatively left alone right up until now. And while Gar was against moving forward with the plan, when the entire group kind of did a forced communion and connected to this entity together, Gar realized that there's something darker at work here.
Excellent. So,
Did I mention that I was nearly shot out of the sky by my good friend and drug-addled idiot, Abscore? I just want to make sure I brought that up. I didn't want that to slip through the cracks.
Yeah, you may have noted that just a couple. You did do that.
I know it got missed. I know it's been missed in all of the other renditions.
Well, it's kind of like the story of you catching a fish. The fish just keeps getting bigger each time you tell the story. That's kind of where we're going.
If I could put you in front of that cannon and pull the trigger, I don't think you would call that a big fish story.
Yeah, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I didn't even hit you.
Again, I would say stand in front of that cannon. Let me fire it towards your head. Let's see if you think that's a big fish story. And I'll tell you what. You let me do that, I will never bring it up again.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
I'm just saying. It's a promise on my word. You can ask Crikey. I'm pretty honorable when it comes to my promises. Oh, there was one other thing. At some point, there was a tiny, near soundless bat creature running across the field, and Hooker saw it first, and rather than really alert everyone to that it was there, he was scoping it out with his sniper rifle, and he decided to shoot the ground near it so that a worm would come up and grab it. We later found out that the reason he did this was because this was the guy that stole the bar from him, and he thought that the best way to get the bar back from him was to watch him get eaten by a giant worm.
Yeah, that was definitely not Hooks. I don't know what's going on with him.
stole's also a harsh word. He won the bar in a Sabbath game.
But he still wanted to go after that guy, though.
The way it has been described to us was stolen. So I don't know that we would know that Hooks is a liar and a scumbag.
That's absolutely fair. Speaking of Hooks, Kizik, how's Hooks feeling about these previous events?
Well, I just want to say one last thing. I do like how we've changed the conversation to Hooks and off of Alcor. I just want to let you know that. I just want to note that was appreciated.
Don't worry, every time you pull the trigger, I will be triggered, and then I will trigger you.
If Abcor doesn't let me move on to the next player, he's going to fall in a hole.
Okay, I'm done. Quiet.
Yeah, so Hooks was we're trying to figure out how we can find all these Jupa worms. So he was up on top of the giant walker, laying prone with his sniper rifle, just scoping things out. They heard something moving quickly, so he got it in his sights and realized that the being that cheated him threw Sabak out of his bar and caused this whole adventure to spiral, was just running and had no idea that Hooks was there. So in a attempt to be curious to figure out how to trigger Jupa worms to come out of the ground, he shot a highly explosive round 3 feet behind the bastard who stole his bar, and it did trigger a Jupa worm who did suck it down, and Hooks was very confused as to a second later when the giant ship shot upwards into the sky, and then heard profanity over the comms as his I don't know if good buddies are right word, but as Gar was flying then out towards the ground, and then the whole vehicle started moving and Hooks fell off, so he didn't know if it was a long thing. Eventually we made it and we saved a couple of mercenaries. They said that Thunder, who is the scumbag who stole Hooks' bar, was their leader. So Hooks did a little investigation. He hacked his ship and realized that Dane now owns Hooks's bar, and Dane gave Thunder some bad information. Later we found him, and Hooks fought the instinct to just snuff him out because he's just laying right there, and he has him tied up in the back of the walker right now.
Okay.
Killed some Jupa worms, held hands as we sat around a campfire and talked to like the memories and thoughts of a giant worm. Realized that there's something disturbing it, and we want to go figure out what that is. So we moved inward.
Interesting. For you specifically, roll a wisdom or discipline check.
Wisdom, like xenology, core worlds, lore.
No, wisdom as in you could roll intelligence if you don't have. It's not really willpower, it's intellect. Go ahead and give me an intellect check. It's not a skill, it's using your memory to remember something.
Just blank.
Two purples is sufficient. Okay. Nope. What you said is exactly how you remember it. And that would make sense, considering I imagine that your character's still kind of seething and angry and emotional.
That's probably nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's only a force sensitive now, so.
He was always force sensitive. He just knows about it now. That's how it works.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm totally in.
Of course you are.
I need someone else to be the dark side so that, it's not all about me.
I mean, every player's light side or neutral right now. So
Give it time. Let's be honest. There's 2 players here that are definitely going to end up dark side, and a third one who will probably end up dark side because he makes really terrible choices.
we'll see. We shall see. All right, so you guys are rolling up on this. Who's driving? I'm assuming that it's
Like shooting
Crikey.
his friends.
Yeah, I'm driving.
Technically, because it was an accident, I wouldn't have given him a dark side token for that.
I would have.
So,
if I was alive.
you how far are you gonna roll this thing up?
I mean, we've seen the flares.
You've seen the smoke, and
Smoke, okay.
and the there's definitely an encampment here.
Anybody want to yell over to him?
Yeah, we got the loudspeakers on this, right?
Sure.
Oh, we had them last time. I know it's bad news. I'm just going to scream out our comm codes and then say, I know we probably should be quiet, but give us a call. Also, we're friendly. Hey, stop pointing that big gun at him.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, guys. Sorry. I'll move it over here. Sorry.
Of course it was you.
But Thodubs, as Abscore is using the zoom in function on the swivel turret to get a closer look, give me a perception check, 1 purple. And I'm going to go ahead and flip my first dark side token a few minutes into the session.
Oh boy.
Oops.
You didn't clear the board before you started putting dice in, so you've got dice left over from the last save. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of. Sorry. I thought I could just add, but I guess not. So.
Every time the server reboots, any dice that are left on the rollers need to be removed.
Copy.
Alrighty. So you sweep around, and as you're sweeping through the towers, you see this image, this ragged scout trooper. So what you see is a scout trooper helmet and a sniper rifle barrel pointed out of the tower at you.
Hey guys, I see this. I just moved my gun away, but there's a sniper on the top of that tower over there. Just want to let people know.
That would make sense. A lot of times, people put snipers in towers. It's really a really good idea.
Yeah, that
Normally,
just I'm getting the feeling that I got something pointed at me, and that's making me a little nerve wracking. So I'm going to duck down nice and low here.
Okay, so your response is going to be to scooch as low as you can into your chair.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop up and just wave at him. Say, "Hey, how's it going? We're here to help you guys fight the Jupiter worm or escape. Depends on which one ends up being the better choice."
Okay, you're still pretty far away, so I'm assuming you're broadcasting that or using loudspeakers on the ETTE.
I was just yelling and waving.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to judge that you're about 100-ish yards away. Football field. Away. And as you do your yelling and the loudspeakers and everything, the rubble around you, you hear it chittering. But it's getting louder and closer to the ATTE. Now, only Thodubs, who passed his perception check, and Gar, who's come up to the surface, and I'm just going to give the check, is going to hear that.
I'm gonna tell Cranky to stop moving and turn us off.
What? I hit the brakes.
Okay.
Well, engine's still running though, mate.
No. Turn it off.
And at about that point, a small group of what are called collocoids, despite what this thing says, are going to pop up. Oh man, this thing's model is so big that if I grab anywhere around it, it grabs the ATTE. Out of like little burrows in the rubble. And they're going to start sprinting towards the sides of the ATTE. Now, these things are relatively small as far as collocoids go. I don't know if any of you are going to know what collocoids are, but you're welcome to roll xenology checks if you would like. They are a known species that you could potentially know about.
Oh, these are the guys that I researched that one time. You told me like a month ago about.
Was it this campaign?
Yeah, you said during your research you figure something that you'd probably be the one who see these things.
Okay. Well, guess what? Then you get to know what they are.
I read stories about these guys. This is what the battle droids, the little roly-poly ones. Those are just like the insect version of them.
Can I shoot one?
I don't know. They're kind of intelligent. Well, let's see if they attack you first.
Well, we're going to roll initiatives because they are attacking.
Oh, yeah. Take them out.
I say they're running up on somebody here.
There is literally a pocket of water being held on the wall by me.
It's been there for a while, I'm guessing. It's not a new problem.
It's worse. It is.
I understand.
I don't know how to spell collocoid. I have to go to the Google.
COLICOID.
Oh, they're just not in this generator. Okay, that's going to be fun.
They're rolling out of the ground.
They don't roll, they skitter.
Oh.
I'm not sure where Kizik got the "they're based on battle droids" thing from. I'm guessing that's a Wikipedia problem.
No. The battle droids are based off of them. Like they sit like backwards on their legs, and then
I'm not sure where you got that from, other than like maybe a visual, they look similar thing. I'd have to follow up and look up that.
That is on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I did bad research.
I mean, often often Wikipedia will steer you wrong, but it's also a if you weren't there when it happened thing because, battle droids in real life came to be in the Star Wars universe way before collocoids were a thing.
Be cool or vigilance.
You guys are vigilant because you are being ambushed. I'm trying to find a facsimile to use because I thought I was just going to type that name into the adversary generator and it was going to pop back and say, oh, absolutely, this is what these things are. And it didn't do that. So now I'm improvising.
I get a 2-1.
Excellent.
Sorry about that. What were we rolling for initiatives?
Vigilance.
I'm gonna O2.
O2.
One, two.
Okay, is that all the players?
Hook's got a 2-1 as well.
I roll a drive check to try to step on one. Swish.
As soon as I can get my cards to cooperate, I will. I'm having technical difficulties. Just gonna have to stand by for a second.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that is so painful. Why is it doing that?
Look, you still got that guy tied up in the back?
Yeah, I think he's back there. I'm more worried about these little things coming out of the ground. I mean, they're little to us. He's way up tall. They might be pretty big.
So make sure he's not going to shank you. Or die on you.
I tied him up pretty good.
Yeah, but did you cure any of his wounds?
I'll probably give him a stim pack now. Let me shoot these guys first. I'll get them after this.
That guy.
Alright, well. This is very much not what I was hoping was going to happen here. Sorry, guys. I cannot believe that those things are not in the adversary generator. That just blows my freaking mind. Okay. I'm gonna give them generic stats. So, bad guy numero uno is going to be a 2-1. 2-1 again. 1-2. And 1. All right, excellent. So it looks like we've got 2 good guys, 2 bad guys. A good guy, a bad guy, a good guy. Or, oh, okay, so Crikey's actually all the way on the end. Okay, that makes sense. You guys can go in any particular order as long as we follow the good guy, bad guy flips. Remember, you have a ton of light side points.
I've renamed Minigar. His name is now Gur.
Grr. Okay.
Gur.
Okay. I like it. Does he make that sound? I imagine he makes that sound.
He does. He does. He and I growl all the time. We may even have our own language. I don't know that either of us know how to speak it, but we frequently just growl back and forth. It would seem like we're having a conversation.
Okay.
That evolution went, Utini! No, grr. Uti! Grr.
Yeah. It's not a conversation at all, but, I mean, I don't know that any one of you would know that.
If anybody would like to give up their turn, I'd like to roll a drive check to just stomp on one.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot.
That would mean Hooks would have to give up a turn.
Yeah, stomp on him.
Okay, so
All right.
what I would like from... Because all of these happen in situ at the same time, I want Ghost to go ahead and make his planetary piloting check. And I would like to know how many advantages you get off of that before I tell Gar how hard the sudden maneuvering of the boat that Ghost told no one about is going to affect his aim.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
The difficulty to step on one of these things, they are human-sized, so they are significantly smaller than the vehicle, will be 1 red and 1 purple.
Right.
Excellent. And you rolled enough advantage to do a boost. So you are going to step on one. One of them is running up, and its plan was obviously to climb up the front leg. And you simply lift it and put it back down as he's doing that, and you flatten one. One of them that was coming up behind it jumps back right into the gun sight of Gar, who's doing his check now.
He's
This is considered short range. So you are doing a 1 purple, and these guys are not adversaries.
ranged heavy. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and aim at him
Okay.
because I want him to die. Pretty sure he's gonna die. Holy crap! That's
Is it the
That
bolt caster?
that is 24 damage.
Yeah. Since it's the bolt caster, it's superfluous to even have told me what your damage was, but I realized it was satisfying. Yes, it goes in his mouth and out of his ass.
Yeah. I feel like there's 4 legs sticking out of the ground. That's it. No bodies, nothing else. Just 4 legs sticking out of the ground,
Okay.
and obviously a large smoking hole.
All right. So let me do some rolls here real quick, and should be.
I'd like to call down. I'd like to call down if you guys could just back away from the vehicle. That'd be cool.
All right.
The fuck up.
Get the fuck up.
So the first one scrambles up. I'm going to lock the model for a second for the EotE because I keep accidentally picking it up. One of them scrambles up, and there's a hatch in the middle that goes down into the EotE, and it scrambles all the way through it and drops into the inside.
Oh, no bueno.
Now I've got multiple of certain tokens for people, so we're gonna have to do some rearranging of where these tokens are. So here's the inside map. And you guys can put yourselves where you want to be. The second one, remember some of you are outside on top. So the second one climbs up the middle leg and actually goes straight for the turret where Abcor is. But it sees Gar, and instead of attacking... Oh, someone accidentally grabbed a token. Instead of attacking him, he uses his action as a maneuver to maneuver so that the gun turret is between Gar and him. A intelligent move that Gar is not used to an animal doing. I imagined Gar was up here on the front so he could shoot down at this guy.
Yeah, put me wherever you think I would be.
It's gonna be a little.
I'm having trouble seeing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little hard.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little hard for us to do your stuff. We're gonna have to do Theater of the Mind for you and Thodubs. We kind of can see what the top of this thing looks like, though. This has actually got an open cockpit chair thing in it that Abcor is currently sitting in, manning the gun.
With this thing and me staring at him.
Yes, you're on one side, he's on the other. He might not have seen
I just
the
picture
chrysalid.
I just picture me pulling the gun up. Now, Gar, let's not be rash.
Okay, so those are the two bad guys' turns. It is now Abcor's turn. Unless Hooks wants to take that slot and Abcor wants to go at the end of the round.
No,
No matter to me, but I definitely want to shoot this thing that's next to me.
Get him.
All
You
right,
mean
so
you
we're
want
gonna.
to shoot me again?
No, not him. I shooting the bad guy. Do you not want me to try that then?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, I mean, I'm like, I'm not.
You weren't very
Aren't I like in
specific.
the mid? Aren't I like in the middle of
You've-
it, too, guys?
You've referred to me as a thing before, so I mean,
Oh, dear.
and you've shot at me before, so it's very within reason that I would suspect maybe you were planning to shoot me again.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I get it. Now, as far as placement's concerned, I mean, this monster is in between us. Is that how it is? I mean, is he off to the side like this, or is he directly in between us?
You're the one in the middle.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Well, then I'm going to be shooting away from Gar, so obviously I'm going to shoot at this thing.
You're the cream in
not
our
the,
Oreo
not
mustard
the
cookie.
Gar thing, the other thing,
The colloquoid.
the colloquoid. Yeah,
Okay, what are you shooting him with?
my dualies.
Okay. So you're currently seated in a gunnery chair, so you're gonna need a maneuver to get out of that and to draw your weapons. That's 2 maneuvers, so you're gonna have to take 2 strain.
Gotcha.
And then you can, if you're shooting with both, you need to upgrade your check by 1, so that will make it a 1 red check.
Okay.
And then you're gonna let him go, and if you get 2 advantage, you'll get both guns.
You have quick draw. You can draw a weapon as an incidental.
Oh, yeah, that's the kind of thing Thodub should have told me. Yes, that is.
Yep, you're right.
Important.
Does he have enhanced quick draw though?
He has improved. He can do it twice.
Good. Then yeah, he doesn't
what
have to
meant by
take the 2
enhanced.
strain.
Yeah,
So we're kicking off the 2 strain,
you don't have the.
and
2 strain.
so no boost dice then.
You can take 2 strain and
If
get a
you
boost
take
dice.
2 strain, you can get a boost.
All right, we'll take the strain and get the boost then. That's fine.
You also have an accurate gun.
Which gives
Yes,
you
I do.
another boost.
Yep, and those mods that he was talking about last time that we didn't actually do, but we talked about, would have given you another accurate on top of that. If we'd done
Yeah,
that.
I got to get those mods.
We do.
That's a
need
really
Yep.
good idea.
we need to sit down and go over that.
That was very generous of Gar, considering my my mistake, previously to recommend that.
I mean, nearly eradicating his existence.
My error, I just basically I curved the bullet, so I missed you, but
Wait, your error was missing me?
His air was doing something because he just crit. And he triumphed. And he hit with both guns. So
Hell yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, any one of those 3 things could have killed this thing. That's not true. The crit probably wouldn't have done it. But the damage from your gun and the triumph are both by themselves to kill it. So I'm going to count your weapon damage as having killed it, which means you have a whole triumph to spend. Choose wisely.
oh dear. So basically, as I go and shoot this thing, this other guy was kind of skittering up around underneath the ATT. So I kind of winged him at the same time as I killed this friend.
Okay, the one that was going inside? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. I am going to, since it's a triumph and not like advantage, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to count him as being blinded. I'm going to say
There
you
you go.
shot him in the eye. And now there's blood all over his other eye from the eye that exploded from your second shot. So basically you pistoled down one and then you turned your left-hand pistol and put a shot through the thing's eye as it was going through the access hole.
Nice.
All right. It's already gone, though. So the 2 other baddie slots don't actually happen this turn. And the only person who hasn't gone is Hooks. So this thing drops into the ATTE with you and Crikey, and you're in this back seat. What do you do?
Yep. I'm going to spin around. I don't know if they spin or not, but I'm going to get out. I'm going to draw my gun, and I've got the little pistol because clearly sitting in the seat with a big old sniper rifle is a bad choice. And I see this thing drop down and is bleeding profusely from an eyeball. I'm just going to unload.
That seems like a wise idea. It's short range, and it's for your pistol. It's going to be 1 purple.
This little guy is fast, though. I can't hit him.
Okay. All right. Hold on. So that's the end of the round, right? Everybody's gone?
Correct. Except for Garlito. I mean, little Gar. I mean, Grrr!
That's who's going right now. That's why I asked.
I mean, Gur.
Gur.
It's just Gur.
Gur hits for 1 success, 1 advantage. I need to figure out how much a scavenging Jawa gun does. Oh, you know
It looks like a bowcaster.
No, you know what? He's not like the other Jawas. He's not gonna have used that. Where is it? There it is. He's gonna use this. He's gonna have it looks like a Jawa bowcaster, but it's an actual slug throwing shotgun. And he's loaded the
nice.
shells with random bits of whatever trash he can find. So it's more like a flechette shotgun that shoots trash. And
It's a trash caster. It's a trash caster.
It's a trash caster, yes. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
You're gonna have to make that item now.
He's gonna do enough damage to have killed it since it's blinded. So
Are we talking about the dudes at Fox News?
no politics on my stream, please. So Gur is going to see Hookrus, who's just like, Cyril Fig is suppressing fire, and while Hookrus' eyes are actually closed while he's suppressing firing, Gur's just gonna step over here and pow and shoot this thing. And for a split second, Hooks is gonna think he did. He's gonna look down his little gun like, it's never made that noise before, and then see Gur down there going Gur, and then he'll realize.
I think I got it. Oh, sorry. Grrr, to you, guy, man. Well done.
He's rather happy. He's trying to growl like Gar does, but it sounds more like a cat purring.
I mean, Gar normally eats those. Are you gonna go for it?
He's gonna look at you. He's gonna look at it. He's gonna pull out his knife and start walking over here. All right, that resolves the combat. That was unpleasant.
Yeah, I'm gonna help him throw out whatever part he doesn't want to eat. I don't need this thing on the big old boat.
Ooh.
What are these? Are their spikes really sharp or really hard or anything useful?
They absolutely are. Also, they're a little toxic, but Minigar is going to figure that out before he eats anything as he double triumphs. And he is going to figure out that their little spiky thorn things come off really easy and fit in his shotgun. So he's busy making flechette shells out of collocoid spikes. And if Gar sees that, he can realize that that's the thing he can probably put to use too.
I'll help him gather them up.
Okay, so are we going to take another couple steps forward with the EotE?
Yeah, I want to get pretty close to the, within hailing distance, right?
So you're within comms distance already, and they probably did hear your call out, but all of that kind of happened at the same time. Like, Kizik did his, hey, here's my comm code, Gars, and Ab saw the sniper, and then you got attacked. Like, all of that happened within the course of, 30-40 seconds. Like, it all just happened at the same time. So they haven't really had a chance to respond yet.
Yeah, the sniper would have seen us just annihilate those guys.
Hey,
done something.
Hey, Abs, point that thing back towards them. Over the loud comms, are these little ant things with you?
Okay, so I'm pointing. I assume you want me to point the gun at the tower here.
Hooks, you are the only one with a xenology check that has passed this thing. You would know that's not the case. Colicoids do not. They would not be allied with these guys. These guys are food to them.
Hey, I was turning it away. I don't think that's with them.
Okay, turning away. Got it.
Give us a call. Hey, Cracky, take another couple steps towards him.
Right. I'm going to get kind of close.
Okay. So a couple things are going to happen at the same time. First thing is your comms are going to pop and you're going to hear a couple of different voices and they're going to say, hey, the ground's really unstable there, and almost as though being summoned by, the talking, as Crikey puts his next foot forward, it sinks up to the ankle joint as the ground below it crumbles in and the whole front of the walker tilts at like a 15-degree angle forward. The back feet actually start to come up off the ground.
I'm going to slowly go backwards.
Okay. They're going to be like, yeah. So, you might want to park that there. Or you can try to, tiptoe it around. Just know that, there's tunnels under all these streets, and it tends to collapse in pretty easily, even under foot pressure.
Ah, shit. All right. Well, then off the megaphone, I'm going to turn to the group and be like, you guys want to hoof it over there, or we just yelling across the street?
I mean, we're on comms now, so we're not screaming through the actual megaphone. I kind of like it in here. Do you think those things could use tools and stuff like drive our own ship?
I don't know. They didn't seem pretty smart. I stepped on one.
Yeah, but it was trying to scale the leg of a thing. One just jumped inside the open hatch.
Right, so we
That's
locked
pretty
up.
smart. Yeah,
You
we gotta
wanna
lock
stay
it.
behind?
No. We'll lock it up and we'll head on over. That's a good call. Oh yeah, man, that guy. Oh, Thunder. I give him a stim stick.
Oh, okay. You're gonna wake him up. So you mentioned last time that you tied him up.
Yeah, man, I remember that I did that terribly, but metagame. But I think that I did a real good job.
Maybe we should check these knots.
Oh no, I tied him up real good. There's no way they could get out.
I did make a note that said you technically failed. It didn't specify what I was gonna do, but I did make a note. So, all right, you hit him with the stem stick, and he's like, where am I? Oh my god, what happened?
Do you remember me?
Hey, you're the guy that had the bar.
You stole my bar.
I won that bar fair and square. You've been trying to ruin my life, all because you're a sore loser.
I tried to buy the money to purchase the bar back by getting in bed with a whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, but one job. Oh no, they're the really big ones. They're called slug people. No, they're called huts. Yeah. With the hut, like he's out, or he's backing this whole thing where we're going on a nice hunting career. I found this guy over here. His name is Crikey. This guy is just wild. He kills anything. And then I got Gar, who's always just invisible. And then we got, Abs now. He is very good looking and is just eye candy. And we had a guy, Dane, who was...
God damn it, that Dane guy. I hate him so much. Also, how is any of your stuff with the huts my fault?
You took my bar.
I won your bar fair and square in a Sabbath game.
You didn't say we was playing that extra
Look,
rules.
Chris, you said he stole the bar from you.
I stole nothing.
You bet your bar?
He's been spreading lies about me all over the sector. He's ruined my reputation.
And no, and we just saved you from the insides of a.
You shot me.
There's no way you could have. I didn't shoot you.
Really good hearing.
I didn't shoot you. I might have said, "Hey,
Hey,
I wonder if explosive rounds."
Is anyone else here carrying a Zerkia Model 38? No? Okay, then it
Zerka
was
Model
you.
38?
Because that's
Oh, you heard the
Oh.
actual shots?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I would have shot you, you'd have been dead. I didn't shoot you. I shot the ground behind you.
So that the
Also-
worm would eat me.
Also, I think Abs has a Zerka 38, but he's not carrying it right now. Yeah. So yes.
So you want to blame Abs?
Hey, don't put this on me, man. Don't do it.
Hooks, do you want to do that? Do you want to say
No,
that
not at
someone
all.
else has one?
No.
Okay.
I 100%. I tried to shoot you. You took my bar. Yeah. It was
Hookers, you do understand, like, that if you play a game and you bet and you lose, that's not them taking it from you, right?
You understand if we're playing like high card, low card, and he pulls out a pair of dice and isn't playing the same game and hasn't been playing the same game the whole time.
It was a game of Sabak.
Yeah, you played some fancy like inner core rules games. I've never played anything like that before. That's not
on Corellian.
Again-
We were playing
again-
Corellian rules.
You were playing a game and you didn't know the rules, but you bet your bar anyway?
I was playing the game. I had a hand.
And
that
you're in
couldn't get-
charge of us making money?
I had a hand that couldn't get beat.
I look at Crikey, I'm like, we may have made an error. No wonder Dane ran off with all our shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of rolling my eyes over here.
I'm kind of confused too, mate. You said that they stole it from you, and like we've been kind of supportive the whole time, thinking that it was like an illegal transaction there, mate. But this is just—it sounds like you're really bad at gambling.
So do you think he cheated or something, or are you just like,
He's been
I don't
telling
know.
everyone in the sector I cheat. I've never cheated in a card game ever. I was a Sabak pro. He was just some guy who was willing to bet a bar.
Oh, I don't know. That didn't sound very good, dude. Yeah, I guess putting your bar up for collateral on a bet, I don't care how good the hand is.
It's also
That's
worth
pretty.
noting that at this point, Thunder is like visibly very angry and he's hopping up and down, but his hands are tied. But as he does that, the binds that were not as well tied as you guys thought come loose. And he rises and reaches for where his pistol should be. Unfortunately, he rolls terribly and it's not there. It's been twisted around. But like he's mad enough to hurt Hooks.
Hold on. So
Right.
hold on. But he does reach for a gun.
He reaches
if
for
it's not there?
he reaches for where the gun should be, but he's twisted himself around. So you guys who are looking at him can see that his pistol belt has twisted. So his blaster's now hanging behind him.
Oh, he's still on? Huh, what are
Yeah,
you doing,
I-
mate?
I've drawn my
serious.
gun and I'm pointing my rather large gun at his head.
So the
I'm gonna-
barrel of your gun is wider in diameter than his head.
Yes.
and he will stop. He's not stupid, but he is still
good.
visibly pissed.
I'm gonna help
Uh,
Hook out here by like tying up his friend. But I'm gonna do it.
Maybe
on my
removing his weapon. Why is he armed still?
Yeah, I'm gonna take his gun away from him. Is what I'm gonna do.
He's gonna resist this. He's like, I'm
Right.
not a criminal. You guys have no right to detain me.
I
I'm
will
doing this
cock
for my
my
protection here. You gotta pull a gun on somebody.
When he says the words, "I'm not a criminal, you can't do this," I do cock my weapon.
This isn't like a police thing, mate. We don't have a warrant. Like, we're flying by night here, buddy.
No one wants to kill you. All right, I don't want to kill you, but I can't let you shoot my friends.
Yeah, he rolled 2 advantages.
Yeah, I agree with that.
His rolls have been super crappy, so you guys are going to be able to subdue him pretty easily. I'm not actually even going to make Crikey roll against a 2 advantage roll, because the size difference is ridiculous. This guy comes up to his kneecap.
Yeah, did he pee himself or something like that once we got that gun in his face?
He hasn't. He is surprisingly well put together.
Resilient.
Yeah, resilient, well put together. He seems competent. He can, if he had been able to grab his weapon, he seemed like he knew how to use it. Like he didn't have to fumble with anything.
Right, he's a
Person might be
mercenary,
dead.
right?
No, he's a Sabak gambler whose reputation has been ruined by someone on this boat.
Well, how'd you end up with the mercenary crew, mate?
Oh, so you're actually going to... Okay, never, I didn't realize we were in character. All right, so He's gonna be like, I had to because someone started spreading lies about me all over Corellia that I was a cheat, so I couldn't get into any tournaments. This guy Dane showed up and said, "Hey, you won that bar, and I can help you get back at the guy who's ruined your reputation and make a ton of money if you put the bar up for collateral for this expedition you're gonna go on." And then
Whoa.
And then I found out that this whole thing is a trap because there's no way that our little group was ever going to kill that Jumpa worm.
Right. You see? Did you come here for the doctor's call for mercs? Is that why you're here?
That was the original. That was the original thing, yeah. But I actually only knew about it because Dane contacted me and offered to fund and give me all the stuff as long as I put up the bar for collateral.
That motherfucker's spending our money, guys. That's our money.
No, I mean, we got the money back.
Oh. Right.
No, we still got to
Right,
find
so-
Dane,
so
though.
let's-
I'm not satisfied with just the money. We got to find Dane.
He did want to film everything.
I am going to eat him.
Would you
Dang.
say that? Thunder's like, don't eat me.
He's not
No,
talking
I'm not
about
going to eat.
you.
Look, little buddy, I'm not going to eat you. I'm reasonably sure that we're going to untie you shortly and give you back your gun. I am only doing this because I know Hookris and he is my friend. Although I certainly find that all of the things you are saying to be what's the word I'm looking for? Cranky, what am I trying to say?
We're pretty disappointed in you, Hook.
Yeah. It does feel like Hooks has kind of misled us on this whole thing, but we're gonna protect Hooks because he's our friend until we get this sorted out.
And
That's
then,
it,
of
I'm
course,
gonna
when we
eat Dane,
find
though.
Dane, that's where Gar's going to eat Dane, and I'm going to film it.
I'm gonna eat Dane. Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
it is. It is a long pig. I heard it's delicious.
Thunder's like, I'm actually quite on board with this whole hunting down Dane part. I'm probably not gonna eat him though. Shoot him.
You sure? I mean, we could stir fry him up real good.
He seems incredibly disturbed. But
Yeah, he doesn't have to eat it. He doesn't have to be eaten raw.
Have
You
a
know, we
very
can cook
large
him up
gun
a
in
little
his
bit.
face. So
Anyway, so listen, if we untie you and give you back your weapon, you're not going to shoot Hookris no matter what, right? The speed with which you answered this does
Yes.
disturb me.
So and it's not just the speed. Like you can tell, like the gears are turning in his head,
There's some hesitation there.
and he's very
Well, I
reluctant.
believe.
But he does. Yes, I promise I will not shoot Hooks while we are on this expedition.
All right.
Yeah,
Everybody
I think I
okay
find
with that?
acceptable.
Everybody okay with that? So if everybody's good with that, I'll give him his gun back.
Yeah,
His
I untie
hands
him.
are
Just
still
break his-
tied. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
I just break the whatever we're using to hold him.
Kizik, how is Hooks responding to this whole scenario? Like, are you still got your gun leveled at this guy? Or how are you handling this?
Cook's never had his gun pointed at him. He gave him a stim pack, and Hooks remembered it a little bit differently. He thought that this guy was like a crime boss and was forcing him to play sabacc. And he didn't really want to put the bar up, but he did eventually like reel into it. And Hooks realizing like, maybe that's not how the whole situation worked. And he really was just a poker player the whole time. And he's trying to figure out like, was it my fault the whole time?
Yeah, Hooks, it was because apparently you were thinking out loud. And drugs and alcohol seems to be the answer I'd give you there.
No, I serve all the drugs and alcohol. Or I serve the alcohol, and Kat's the robot lady. She gives out the drugs.
Maybe you're good at serving it, just not good at drinking it.
Yeah, it sounds like you sampled your wares. To be honest.
I mean, you got to taste it to make sure the customers are going to be happy with it. Thunder, maybe my bad. Do you want to we're going to go get a giant worm. I don't know how that's going to end up with you making money, but we're going to make it back. Yeah, what's up?
You remember when the Abs almost shot me with the onboard cannon? Which
Oh my gosh, here we go again.
Shut up, Abs. This isn't about you. You remember when he said that he was sorry and how I kind of was like, that's really not good enough? Like, that's... Yeah, I was... Like, that's just gone, right? You've obliterated this guy's reputation. I don't know that saying sorry I was a misunderstanding is really going to make him not want to kill you the moment he gets off this thing.
It's
You made a
the
TV
difference between me and Abs is my apology is the first thing I'm saying.
All right, man. All right. Come on. Hey, keep me out of it again.
Look, I'll give you that. I'll 100% give you that. Like, you're right. He didn't instantly apologize. It literally had to be pulled out of him like a bad tooth.
No, come on. And I didn't even argue with it, though. Cooks is arguing with this guy, saying he was cheated still, man. He was still robbed. He's only coming to this conclusion now that we're arguing with him.
We're not even talking to him.
Yeah.
I agree though. That his apology did have to be pulled out like a bad tooth, and yours is free now that you've realized your error. What I'm trying to tell you is that you destroyed his reputation, regardless of how freely and openly you admit that you were wrong, and that you're sorry. Doesn't really help him.
Yep.
It's like Hooks. Imagine if I just accidentally blew your arm off, like right now with this bolt caster, and then I was just like, "Oops, sorry, man. Your arm is still gone."
Hooks flinches, looks at his arm. So again, first apology. Now,
remember that time I ate the Jawa's hand and everybody got upset?
Yeah, because we still
I gave it back. It still wasn't good enough.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna try to make it right. So, Thunder, I have a TV show. I'm producing it. We're about
Dane
to.
told me all about it. How you said that, like, I'm a terrible person who cheated you out of your bar, and you were going to broadcast it on Holonet to everybody.
It's already been broadcasted. He's definitely said it on multiple episodes.
I'm pretty sure the episodes we've written have only been about hunting big game, like trashing.
No, there was the origin stories in the beginning, and then at the beginning of every episode, we have our flashbacks, and somehow that one always comes up.
Oh yeah.
Dane said that you were just doing it as a vengeful smear piece to ruin my reputation. To be fair, I never really wanted your bar.
To be fair, Dane's a lying piece of crap, and I just want my bar back, but I got these buddies here now who, in spite of the fact they're hearing that I was maybe wrong the entire time, still held you up at gunpoint to prevent you from killing me. So, like, I might have found out more about myself right now in a long time. So
let's just go with good people.
Yeah, because these are just great people. Do you want to be in the show, like, as we're doing this? We could show the reconciliation. Like, I can change a couple of intros. I can still remember things like this right here. Just a second here. Hey, droids, get out! Tabitha, Gertrude. All right, good. Do you want to be in our show, man?
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Come to think of it, my contract only says I have to finish this expedition. If we have video evidence I finished the expedition, then I get paid.
By
the expedition, does that mean that we have to kill the worm? Because we weren't planning to do that, as it doesn't seem like something that's possible.
I don't think that's in the contract, although the contract is with Dane, I should warn you. And I'm starting to realize that maybe he's not as trustworthy as I originally thought.
Yeah, but when you go and finish the contract, do you have to go and contact him again?
I will have to go contact him because he's got to pay me, and he took the bar as collateral, which if I complete the contract, I should get the deed to the bar back.
Oh, well, here you go.
That's what I'm talking about. So just sign these pages here, and I'll get you up into some good light.
He's gonna read the shit out of this. Are you trying to cheat him out of the bar?
No, not at all. I just my contracts are like, hey, so we're trying to make a really cool show. Make sure you don't break any laws on the camera, and yeah, man, have a good time.
Don't break any laws on camera. On camera is underlined, italic, and bolded. Is there a reason for that, Hooks?
Yeah, because we're in like a relatively imperial place, and if you break laws on camera, then they get mad at you. At least that's what Dane said.
Okay. I just thought maybe it was like that because you break laws all the time and you just don't film it. And he says he's signing the thing.
Edit it out. Yeah.
Biff can't blink, but his head can shake in a very weird way, and he can say out loud, "Blink."
So, Thunder is coming around. You can tell that things you've said have started to snap things into place. And as he's sitting there talking about it, he's like, this actually makes perfect sense. The person who set that game up where you bet the bar, Dane set that up.
Oh, that motherfucker.
He's
been in it from the beginning.
Yeah, he actually sponsored me to join that little competition. Is he was he somehow trying to pitch this show?
He came to us and told us that he was from the Hut's editing department, and that he was real good with money, and he took our company black card and did some things, but I don't know if he ever spent it on our show or not.
Huh. It's funny, he came to me and said he was from the Hut Cartel Gambling Authority.
Huh. You got any Hut contacts?
Dane.
Oh, we gotta find this guy, man. We don't even know who he really is.
I mean, we know he's dead.
Wait, Dane's dead?
But is he?
Yeah,
is he really?
He's gonna sign that contract. You're gonna get over things, and then we're gonna say, "Hey, buddy, remember us?"
But wait, if he's dead, he can't do that. You guys killed him already?
No.
We got a bloody hat from a guy who I was pretty sure he got killed, but
we ain't seen a body yet.
There's no way I'm getting paid if he's dead. Although maybe I wasn't getting paid to begin with. I think he sent me here to die.
Yeah, man, I feel real bad about sniping the ground beside you.
He gives you some serious side eye. He's like, yeah.
Hey, Hooks. Another thing about apologies is sometimes you just gotta know when you've done everything you can. And just keep it up. He's probably gonna need to vent a bit, and you should let him vent all that he needs because you ruined his life.
Just a second. And Hooks goes back to his backpack, and he comes out with a. It's going to be a little bit warm, but I call this one bygones. And I hand him a drink, and I hand myself a drink, and I cheers him, and then I walk away. Yeah, we're headed over to there now. Let me lock up this. Let's lock up real hard tight.
Cool. How strong is
I
bygones?
look at Crikey. I'd like to look at Crikey. You think we should let him shoot him just once?
I don't think that's good for him, mate. I mean,
Well, of course it's not good for him. Getting shot is bad. But look. You gotta be honest. He ruined his life.
As you guys are having this little sidebar conversation, you look over at Thunder, and he's looking at the drink and looking at Hooks, who's walked away and looking at the drink and looking at Hooks.
and he throws it out the side of the glass.
No, he doesn't drink it though.
He doesn't drink it.
Is it in a resealable container, Hooks?
No, it's like an open whiskey glass with no ice in it.
He's just gonna set it down on the console.
Right, so
he's not
there.
there.
Other mercenaries right outside.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, was because that took so long. There's a knock.
You guys are done with the drama.
And there's two people in Mandalorian armor.
Ooh.
They have flown over on their jetpacks and landed outside, and they're at the lower boarding ramp, which is in the back. So actually, it's easier to show on the internal map. Where these crates are, there's a lift underneath it to allow things to go up and down. And they're knocking on that hatch. You guys would be able to see them on the security cameras.
Yeah, I'm gonna push the button and drop it down.
Okay. Hey, you guys all right in there? Did one of these things get you? They are poisonous.
No, they were we cleared them out pretty good. Are you guys with the mercenaries? We're gonna come over first. Do you know how intelligent these things are? Could they drive this away?
I've never seen them drive a vehicle. However, they are very damn smart. It's likely this was a scouting attempt to probe your defenses.
I mean, no scouts back means we did pretty good, right?
Oh,
We're headed over right now.
okay. Well, we'll help you back.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna climb out of the EotE?
Yeah. I'm gonna lock it up.
Okay. Beep beep.
Take the keys. Follow the mercenaries.
Okay. So as you guys, now have to cross this rather wide street. It's about as wide as a 4-lane highway, and it's got some debris and stuff like that. So it's quite a ways. But they kind of like one of them walks in front, and one of them kind of stays in the middle of the group. And you guys make your way over to this camp. Once you get onto solid ground on the other side, they're like, "Yeah, this is a foundation of an old building. It's actually pretty solid here." And you enter a makeshift camp. Now, I've only put a handful of the tokens here to mark the more important people, but there are dozens of people here, ranging from proper mercenary soldiers to, well, I call them support personnel, so like technicians and maintenance personnel and stuff like that. Starship and vehicle personnel, although there are no starships or vehicles to be seen other than the one that's crashed on the side of the area. This seems to be like a rally point for survivors of a bigger force.
How long have you guys been here? The whole 2 weeks?
Yeah, it feels like months though. We were, honestly, we were about to just consider a forced march out of here, but it probably would be suicide between the colicoids and the Jumpa worms and the other worms. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're called Garrix or something like that. They're big ones, but they're them and the Jumpas don't get along. They're like territorial with each other. So you got one or the other. And then of course there's actually other groups of scavengers and pirates that have made this place their home. I don't know who would want to live out here, but there's other peoples out here. No one has been friendly. Honestly, when I heard that EotE was coming up on the camp, I about crapped my pants until you guys said you were friendly. One of the other Mandalorians is like, "What are you talking about? I thought that was going to be a ride out of here."
It might be. I mean, we came to talk to you guys. How many more groups of mercenaries are left in the city?
Well, we get a group of stragglers coming in every other day or so. They come in 2s and 3s, and we do the best we can here to take care of them. A couple of groups have tried to move on, but we're pretty sure they didn't make it.
How many are here in the camp?
So you're going to look around and estimate that it's about 30 to 40 people. Also, when Thunder comes in with this group, he's going to recognize and start talking with someone. They're going to be like, "Oh, yeah, did your group make it? Obviously, you're back here, so probably not." And he's going to be like, No. 4 of them totally made it. And they're going to stop, and you're going to see their expression change when he says 4. And you're going to realize that that's probably not a lot of them.
Oh, man. We were just out in the suburbs, and we, came across a little, I guess, Jupiter worms. These colicoids, you call them?
Yeah.
Well, they went out in the suburbs. Are they like a inner city kind of thing?
They've got a nest in the subway system. You can't use any of the underground rail without They basically have just taken over, and the problem is that they can pop up anywhere where there was either underground rail or underground utility, and he stomps on the ground pointedly. It's like this whole building fell down flat, so that it's actually providing us with a little bit of buffer. It's hard for them to dig through all this reinforced steel ferrocrete. Not that they can't do it, but it's more difficult for them, so they've been trying to come up over the side of the perimeter.
So they're all underneath us.
Yeah, well, not everywhere, but everywhere I've been.
Right.
We tried to fly out. He points to the fire spray. The Mandalorians are like, we had the fire spray, and we thought we were going to make it out, and then that big Jumpa worm, it climbed a building and it did something. Yeah, it slithered its way to the top of a skyscraper and jumped at us like it was trying to eat us. We got away from that, but then it hit us with something that made the engines go off. And, then it was just free fall.
The engine's turning off. Is that happening to anything that flies? Does it do it to anything that's on the ground?
It's not everything. It's not all the time. It's not like a jamming field. We're pretty sure it's something the big Jumpa's doing.
Weird.
But we don't know how it works.
Right.
Like an electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah, but we've never seen an animal create one of those.
Yeah, we need.
Well, I mean, there's lots of animals that can create electricity.
That's true. Could be some sort of like electric eel reaction.
Right? And it's huge. Right? You said 97 meters?
It's as tall as a building.
Yeah, so like, if it was that big, then the electrical field that it would create would probably be also pretty big.
Right, so you guys are trying to get out of here. We're trying to get some answers. Have you guys seen any shifty, yellow-eyed silhouettes? I don't know how else to describe it. Any like evil, humanoid, our-sized
In cloaks.
creatures?
In cloaks.
Oh yeah, like cloaks.
So, the Mandalorians are all going to kind of like look at each other pointedly, but they're not going to answer the question. But nearby, there's a Wookiee in full armor. Crikey is probably familiar enough with Wookiee culture to know that the Wookiees who wear this kind of armor tend to be like the highest tier of the hunters and soldiers. It's actually mostly ceremonial, but it's a status thing. But it's a veteran. It's a person who understands warfare and combat. And that Wookiee has been hanging out with Kale and this scout trooper who was the sniper that you guys saw. Kale's gonna be like, hey, I don't know about shadowy, yellow-eyed figure per se, but there is an old human man who lives by himself out in there, and he points out towards the city, and he's like, and God, he just gives me the heebie-jeebies. With that said, he killed 3 colicoids that were attacking a group of survivors I was trying to rescue. So I don't know if he's who you're looking for. He doesn't seem like he wants to be saved, nor does he seem like, necessarily such a bad person.
He doesn't need saving?
Well, he fired a rifle 3 times and killed 3 colicoids. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I get you. Right. Which direction's he in? Like in the inner city?
Yeah, he's I've seen him a few different places. I don't know where he actually lives, like his actual home, but I know the areas he sticks to. He has been hunting the colicoids, so around where the underground is. Also, there's a downed EotE. The Imperials tried to pacify this city at one point in time. Not anything in the history books, and now we know why. It was a complete rout. They lost almost a whole battalion of stormtroopers, army troopers, and walkers trying to conquer this place.
It's very, very interesting. So, all right, you guys want to get out of here? We've got the ATTE. We'd love to get you out of here. Whew. But
Not everybody's gonna fit.
Yeah.
So that's actually the Wookiee orc who said it in Wookiee, so you would understand it, and anyone who understands Sherwook would understand it, but it's not translated to Basic.
Right.
I'm gonna turn to Greggy and say in Wookiee. What if we let them use the ATTE to ferry people out of the danger zone while we go hunt the cloak guy?
Because we brought that to kill the big giant Jupiter worm.
It won't.
It's like protection. I know you don't want to
not.
kill the worm, right?
Oh no! Again, you're still misunderstanding me. I never said I don't want to kill it. I said we can't.
I mean, we've killed everything else we've come across, right?
I'm thinking back, and I don't remember anything that was 97 stories tall.
Right. It'll be like a hell of an accomplishment when we do it.
Crikey, have I ever called you an idiot before?
Yes. Yeah. I remember that one time, specifically.
Okay,
but listen, maybe we can.
Do you want to make it two?
Maybe we can try to convince some of the mercenaries to come with us on our journey closer to, the inside of the city. And those are the mercenaries that we take with us out of here safely.
Oh, you're just gonna... So I thought we came here to save all these people, and now you're telling me we came here to save some of these people.
I'm saying, like, not all these people can fit. I thought...
And I gave you a solution that would save all of them.
Give up the ATT.
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear a bunch of shouting from the wall saying, "Another wave's coming!" And all of the guys around you start rushing to defensive positions as a rumbling noise is coming.
Right.
We'll use the same initiatives that we had before. But basically what is happening here is a large group of colloquids has just emerged from tunnels that seem to have just appeared outside of the walls.
Oh, sweet.
And some of them are the ones that you just encountered. Or like the ones you just encountered. Obviously, those ones are dead. But some of them are bigger, meaner looking versions. So these are about the size of tanks.
So maybe if we wait a couple minutes, we'll have enough people into the ATT. I won't feel bad anymore. The circle of
hold up.
life.
I just want to, to be clear, you're the paragon that I am aiming for, right?
Is that a Jedi thing to think? The universe will just take care of itself?
You mean...
Not in
You
that
mean, is
way.
it a Jedi thing to think that if more of these people die now, I don't have to worry about leaving them behind because I'm not going to take them all? Chris, I'd just like to point out, this is the paragon that you want me to aspire to be.
It's a valid point.
Yeah, I get it. It was a bad thought.
Was it? Was it? Was it a bad thought?
I imagine you guys are having this conversation as hordes of these things start coming across the street. There's just like massive fire going out.
All the other mercs are like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
George was grumbling to himself, like, "You're a monster for eating people. You're the monster. You're a monster. But let's just leave the vault and die. No problem. That's not monstrous. That's what we should aspire to be."
One of the Mandalorians is like, "They are the weirdest married couple." And the other one's like, "Stop! Don't yuck their yums, all right? Like that's If that's what they're like, then that's what they're like. Don't judge them. All right. We are in turn order, so it's 2 players get to take the first round.
So I'm gonna shoot a big one.
That's probably a wise idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot a big one. I'm gonna aim. I got quick strike going. How hard to hit is he?
So let me see here. So he's silhouette 2, so you don't get the bonus because he's not silhouette 3. And he's at medium range, so it's going to be a 2 purple check. He is a rival, and he is a adversary 1, so it's 1 red, 1 purple.
Righty. Oh, I blasted him.
You sure did. So give me your damage and how you want to use your triumph.
Let's see.
So your weapons breach 1.
Yeah, it's a 19 damage.
Okay.
Breach 1. Does it kill him outright?
It does not. It does hurt him. You've made a significant wound. You've also drawn the attention of him and the one closest to him. So let me just go ahead and tell you, just raw damage wise, it's going to go in one side and out the other. It's not that it didn't penetrate. It definitely cut through his armored shell that blaster bolts are currently bouncing off of, and it went out the other side. But he's big, and it didn't make a big enough hole.
Would double damage do it, or should I get something better?
Double damage would do it.
Oh, yeah, I want him to die.
Okay. So I'm going to say that he still takes like 2 or 3 more steps, but then slumps like you've hit a vital organ. Not that you've done enough raw damage, but that you must have hit a soft spot. Like you must have hit something important. And he slumps to the ground.
All right. All right. Good enough. 1!
Remember, your weapon is slow firing, so you won't be able to fire it again next turn. And you have to reload it every turn. However, those 2 are independent of each other, so like you can still mitigate. Like if you have a reload thing in a pouch, you can mitigate the reload maneuver, but you can't.
Yeah, the slow fire is just it's got to recharge.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I did explain it before. I just want to make sure everybody remembered.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set that down and draw my spear.
I hope you don't have to use that.
I don't know.
You're like, I don't know if I have to use it.
I was going to jump on the other one's head and just start poking him in his face. Ride him like a pony.
Gar just went. Hooks, are you taking there?
Yeah. So Hooks climbed up the sniper tower with the other sniper, and he's going to take a shot at the other one.
I would like to point out you did just see Gar one shot and one. Just
Yeah. So thinking about that, he then puts the orange high explosive rounds in his. And is this medium range still?
It is medium range, correct. Remember, all these turns happen at about the same time, and they are lined up nice and neat. Holy shit, 7 success. Or 7 advantage.
7 advantage.
Okay, so how do you want to spend 7 advantage other than to critical?
So I'd like to critical. I would like to activate blast, and I would like to activate knockdown. All from detonator rounds.
You can do all of those things. Go ahead and give me your damage first, because your critical might not matter.
Damage is 9.
What's your pierce rating on that?
I used explosive rounds, so they aren't pierce.
Oh. You don't do nearly as... Like, you plant a perfect headshot, and your expectation is that your round is going to sail into this thing's head and do a shit ton of damage, and you chip off one of its little spike things. and it just keeps coming. Roll your critical.
Where he rolls like 100.
He could. He absolutely could. 57.
Or a 50.
Your damage included blast.
No, 5 more for blast.
Okay.
So that's 14.
Okay.
He suffered an agonizing wound. Increase brawn and agility checks until the end of the encounter.
Yeah, so blowing that antenna off really hurts. That antenna is like super
That's how he
sensitive.
senses things.
It's a super sensitive receptor. It's how he talks too. To
Yeah,
like,
that's how they talk.
yeah. And right now he's getting incredible feedback. If you've ever caught your finger in something, you know what I'm talking about. Like your extremities that are sensitive. Okay, so I've got 4 baddie slots, but a lot more than 4 baddies. So some of these guys are going to go narratively, and some of them are going to go actually. This guy is silhouette 2, so he can move pretty far. He's going to come right up to the actual barricade. He is not going to attack the players on the barricade. He's going to attack the barricade with his attack.
His check is upgraded.
He was also knocked prone.
Oh, that's right. He has to get up. I'm just going to give him 2 stress because he's a nemesis, so he can do that. You can take a maneuver to stand up. And then he can move, and then he can attack. He can do everything a player can do. Oh, wait, no, he's a rival. He can't do everything a player can do. The other thing is a nemesis. Okay. You know what? That's going to dramatically change. Like, he's going to try to do all those things, but he's not going to get to it. He's going to run right up to the barricade and stop. That one's dead. This one's going to go. This one is going to run up here and hit the barricade. And I'm going to say hitting a barricade is a simple thing, so it's going to be unopposed. So it is 2 yellows and 3 greens for his check. Oh. Okay, he shatters through that barricade. All right, so who's on barricade 1? We have one of the Mandalorians and Gar. Abs hasn't moved his token, as per usual. Crikey's also down there, which I didn't expect. Crikey, are you actually on the ground back there? Am I talking to an empty room?
Sorry, no. I was muted. So I haven't moved yet. This is turn 1. So it's just started wherever we started.
Okay. I was letting people take a maneuver. I was letting people take a turn to go to the actual where they wanted to go.
Oh, gotcha.
So you can be wherever. Same thing with Abs.
Tracking. Then yeah, I want to be on the. This is barricade over here.
Yeah. So basically, what they've done is they've taken a scrap bit of Starship Corridor, and there's actually Starship Corridor that they've tack welded to these pieces, but it's still like live and electrified.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay. There is a little bit of a gate, but it's human size. Most of these things won't fit through it. The little ones will. Here, let me do a thing. I'm going to put a little circle down here. This tiny little circle is the gate that they have for getting in and out in that direction.
All right.
Okay. So at least Gar. So the Mandalorian's just going to ignite their jetpack. If Gar is wearing his, you can take an immediate maneuver to try to trigger your jetpack and go.
I
off the
was
side.
literally going to ask if I could just do that.
You can do that, but you need to make a planetary piloting. It's not going to be an easy one. It's going to be 1 red, 1 purple. But I also want to reiterate, because I just told Crikey this, so that everyone realizes this plating here that is being drawn out is electrified.
I'm going to flip a token. Sound like reds. Didn't make a difference.
Okay. It was a
Guard
great.
just shoots off into the space.
It was a great. Oh, we can do it that way if you want to do it. I was gonna
Not
have it. I
really,
was
no.
gonna. I was gonna have it not turn on, and you were gonna have to like try to stick your landing. But we can do it
All
either
right.
way. I'm more than happy to have you shoot off like a rocket.
So either way, it's a roll to either regain control and not continue shooting into the air,
Yes.
or not fall flat on my face. Yeah, I'll shoot into the air. I like that better.
Okay.
But I feel like it's not like he would have forgotten how to like ignite the jetpack.
Yeah, it's not a matter of turning it on. However, if you fail miserably your roll from higher up, you will take more damage. But it'll be an easier check. But yeah, so Gar shoots off like a rocket. It looks cool. He may have done that on purpose. You don't know. He's really high up
You
now.
don't know.
I'm putting your token down here, but in reality, you're way above the camp now. And this barricade, comes down, like all the way down. I'm actually going to move it up.
Plus that, I'm also now safer for the next 3 rounds.
Chris has the idea of, do I need a jetpack? Can I just snipe from long range straight up?
Shooting from jetpack is actually quite difficult. So all of the support staff that were like trying to reinforce this wall are now running through, which anyone on the ground back here, we never did get a word from Thodubs on where his character was. But you now have civilians running between you and the baddies. It's going to make things a little bit difficult. You're going to take a setback, or like being jostled around, because they're panicked. They're like cattle right now. They're just running away from the big bads. And next up is going to be Alcor.
Okay, so what I'm on your...
We lost you.
We did.
Okay, sorry. All right, so what I understand is going on, so this barricade just went down,
Mhm.
and we have civilians running in front of us. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so you technically would have started somewhere on the wall if you wanted to. So like, Hooks is up here on the wall, and we had the other guys over here. Because I gave you guys a opportunity at the beginning to position yourselves, but I don't think I communicated that very well. Because half the team did it and half of them didn't. So if you
No, I'm fine staying right here. What range are these guys at?
those guys are going to be at medium range if you're in the middle, but the problem is going to be the horde of civilians between you and them.
Right.
I mean, if you ask Crikey, that's a bonus, because that means that's less people we're going to have to load onto the
Nice.
the thing.
Nice.
Now you're thinking.
So what I'm going to do, if I can, I'll just kind of... I'm trying to think. I'll take a maneuver, and I'll just kind of head up on top of this tent thing over here. Just
So-
kind of to back up.
I mean, you can definitely fall back and get cover. We're gonna say there's rubble and benches, and like I said, a lot of this is abstract. The tents represent an actual tent farm, and you wouldn't be able to stand on it.
Oh, gotcha.
But there's
Okay.
definitely crates. If you want to get behind cover, 100%, you can do that. If you want to elevate a position, you can climb up on top of some crates. You can do that.
So I want to get like in somewhat of an elevated position. I'm assuming that if I do that, I can probably get into more of an area where I'm doing long range.
Sure.
So wherever crates might be, that I can get into long range. But hey, look, a crate.
Oh crap! Instead of making it bigger, I deleted it. Those buttons totally do the same thing.
What I want to do is use my sharpshooter rifle and just kind of shoot at one of the big baddies.
Okay. That rifle uses heavy range, just so you're aware.
Yes. Heavy range, so you mean... I'm confused with heavy range. So there's long range, extreme...
No, you're not range bands. The skill that it uses to fire. It's different.
Yes, I am
it's
aware.
different. Okay, just that's what I was checking. So you're getting
Yeah, I've got training in it.
you're getting on top of these crates.
Yep.
All right, there we go. Got crates. You're on top of them. I'm going to count it as a maneuver to climb up there. And go ahead and pick one. One of them has already taken some damage. Its antenna is, been ripped off. It got knocked over. It ran back up. It's thrashing its head wildly back and forth. It is pissed. The other one...
that's this one right here, right?
Yep, that's that one. If we wanted to color code them, we could do that. That would make it easier for people. This one is the one that's just this one came in and it pulled the support sticks holding up the scrap tower. It actually pulled them out. It grabbed a hold of them and used applied leverage and snapped them off like a person would do. It didn't just, it didn't do the animal thing. This is an intelligent being.
Well, I'm going to go after the one that's already been damaged a little bit. That looks like might be a little weaker.
Okay.
So I'm going to go after him.
Now you're using a sniper rifle, so
Yes.
the difficulties are reversed for dedicated
So am I
sniper
in
rifles.
long range right now, or I'm still in medium?
So you're in medium range. I believe we treat medium the same on both of them, right, Kizik?
Yep, red and a purple. Sorry, it's 2 purples normal, but yes.
Yes, but he's an adversary, so it's red and purple.
So red and purple.
Yeah, I was just gonna let you get away with it, Kizik. But it is better to explain those roles because then next time he would be confused when it wasn't a red and a purple.
Okay.
We learned that.
All right. So red, purple. Anything else I'm rolling against?
So you should be taking setbacks for the crowd of civilians. However, because you climbed up on the crates, I'm going to deem that you don't have to worry about those.
Yeah, that was the idea. I try to get out of the way, or above them.
So yeah, that's a good roll.
All right. So here we go.
All right, give me your damage.
Okay. So
How much pierce?
we have pierce of 2, or sorry, pierce 3, accuracy of 2. Sorry, I didn't figure that in there probably.
Okay, so go ahead and add in 2 blues. Roll only those dices. So pull those.
How do you roll only those 2? So you have to select them then, or
Yeah, you pull them over here, and then you select them and click the R button, and then click read, not roll, on the thing, and that updates your score.
okay.
All right, so
we got 4 successes. So that was a critical. Critical's a 3, right?
Criticals, advantages, not successes.
Gotcha. Copy. Okay. Sorry. So successes. So damage goes off of the successes, right?
Yes, damage goes off of the successes.
Okay. So we have 11 damage.
Okay. Here's 3, 11 damage.
Here's 3.
That's what I'm looking for.
Right. Yep.
Okay. It's still alive. Very much alive. But it has taken a hit. You pull the trigger once again, just kind of like Kizik, like you expected this big thing, because this is an awesome rifle you've got, and it does do some damage. It knocks some plates off, and the bullet goes into it, and it hurts it, but it doesn't stop it the way you expected it to. And now it's the other baddie group's turn, so I'm going to have this one and this one come over here, and this one run into support here, and then Crikey's gonna go. Crikey, from your perspective, you would be able to see these guys running. The colloquies are running straight towards the open gate.
Oh yeah, they gotta go.
there's two civilians desperately trying to push this gate closed, using these sticks that they put insulators on. So the gate itself is electrically charged. And these guys have rods, basically. Basically, it's a pipe with an insulator on the end, and they're trying to push the gate closed with it. And they're struggling a lot.
I'm going to try to cover them.
Okay.
Oh, really? You are?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get this one.
This is going to be like that sword all over again.
I'm going to use one of them as insulation to close the door.
Yeah, I thought he was going to try to tell them to go outside and push on it while he closed it from the inside. That way he could help them.
Why do you think I'm this monster? Jeez.
Because you say things.
It was just cold, hard math.
Was it? Was that all it was?
Yeah, they can't.
I had a
fit
solution.
in The
I had
final
a solution.
Yeah, that's it.
I gave a solution that didn't involve them all murderously dying.
That's trips, man.
Yeah, multiple trips. The Mandalorians would run our thing. They'd take the guys back, come back. Meanwhile, we could search for this asshole.
Yeah, things are happening. Pull the trigger.
That still might happen.
So you're using the bolt caster?
I am.
Okay.
And it's red and purple?
Not for these guys.
The big... Oh, yeah. What's the little ones?
The big bads are red and purple. The little ones at this range are probably just one purple each.
Okay. Good. I'm going to take a boost. For aiming. 2, 6.
So, you know when we were playing Halo yesterday, and the Promethean gun that when you shoot it, they just turn into this orange pixelized thing that just evaporates?
Yes.
That's basically what happens to this guy.
Oh. I can't continue that over to kill the other one, though. Right?
Nope, because the
Quick
rivals.
advantage. Can he Yondu that?
Can he undo it?
Yondu. Can he Yondu that?
What's a Yondu?
Guardians of the Galaxy? He whistles and the little bolt goes whistling around?
No.
Well, I got one of them.
Oh, you got a little one, mate. I call from really high up.
Yeah, thanks.
All you hear is.
Really impressed that all you don't hear from Gar is, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Oh, no, you wouldn't hear that. You'd feel and smell it. I do wear a loincloth.
I'm going to keep that in mind if the opportunity comes up.
Don't look up.
All right, let's roll for the NPCs and Gur. So, first, we have the Mandalorians. They roll a triumph. So swarms of these chrysalids are coming in, and they're trying to come along the flanks. Sorry, collocoids are trying to come along the flanks. These guys form a nice barricade behind some crates, and they just start mowing these things down. Everyone they kill, more seem to appear, but they are single-handedly holding a whole flank by themselves. Which is, valuable. It's one flank you don't have to worry about.
They sound good doing it.
They look good doing it. So the two guys pushing the bar to try to close they do not. They do not manage to close that gate.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did these Mandalorians, do they talk with an accent? Kind of just seem a little country-ish?
No,
Okay.
they don't.
I couldn't ask for a better response.
You haven't done your check to catch yourself yet.
Oh, no, that was exactly what I was looking for.
Now your check's going to be 5 reds.
I die, I come back as something else.
Or a Mandalorian.
I was about to say, he would come back as, it's Gar, he's a clone, so he'll come back as his sister.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, I can help redeem Hookers with love.
Didn't we try that once?
Yeah, it was awkward. But I've gotten a lot better at gay chicken now.
Yes, you've mentioned it so many times. I think you find it quite exciting. So, finding all kinds of things about each other today. So, we have Thunder. I don't have stats for Thunder, so unless you say otherwise, I'm going to assume that he is a scoundrel smuggler or a charmer smuggler.
I thought I sent you a whole XML.
You might have, but I don't have it. Regardless, he rolled really well, and he got 3 successes. So, he's gonna have tried to move all of the people out of the way and like herd them away from the big bads. And he's actually go ahead.
He was a figurehead, so that's exactly what he would do.
So he's trying to get all of the civilians out of the way, and he does succeed in clearing the civilians. And he's going to move up towards Crikey. He doesn't have enough actions left to do anything, but he's gonna be there with his pistol ready to cover that door with Crikey. And I believe that concludes everything. Goes to the top of the round. So it's Hukru's and Gar again.
Or we could save Gar till the very end.
I'm gonna regain control of my my flight.
Are you?
I hope so.
Okay.
What's the roll?
You know, it's a 2 purple, but I'm going to flip a dark side token, and it's going to be 1 red, 1 purple.
Just been using it so much. You got fuel in there?
I got 2 advantage.
Okay. So you're pretty high up. So a furry, very much not on his jetpack. Ooh. No, you didn't despair, so I won't do that. Basically, the arc of Gar's flight starts this downward spiral, and he careens into the tent farm. Gar, you're going to take 8 damage through soak as you plow through and obliterate a couple of these tents, smashing through people and tent and equipment and, so on and so forth. Your jetpack is not damaged, and you have, as far as you are concerned, because you lived through it, landed safely.
Yeah. Anything you walk away from, in limbs count as walking.
That counts as your maneuver, because I forced you to make the roll.
Oh, okay. I will reload my gun and stim pack. Can I do that?
Technically, that's 2 more maneuvers, and you can only have 2.
I'll just stim pack.
Okay. Hukru's.
I pull back the canister as the giant explosive round goes back, and I push another one in and take a shot at the one that has half a face.
All right, same check. Give it to me. How would you like to spend your 4 advantage?
The next person gets 2 boosts. The explosion, I aimed a little bit lower so it hits the ground and everything is kind of looking backwards, giving the next person a good shot.
Okay. So next up is going to be that Big Bad, who's going to run further in. Now, the Wookiee and Kale, who I forgot to make move, would have moved up during the last one. So it's Orc and Kale. And they're going to be putting down this unrelenting fire on it, and that's going to have drawn its attention. And because you missed especially, you're not going to pull any aggro. And yeah, let's see what happens. I suspect this is going to end badly for one of them.
Kale dies.
I don't have stats for Kale, so I was going to give him Stormtrooper stats.
Yeah, that's fair.
So he is a soak of 5.
Well, that's not bad. He'll need it.
That one has an upgrade to Brawl and agility checks.
Upgraded difficulty to Brawl and agility checks.
Yes, that's what I tried to say.
Yeah. It comes in, slashing wildly. Alright, 1 success. So, Ghost, give me, tell me which one you want and roll the chance dice, red or blue.
Ooh, I want red.
Okay.
And I rolled red.
So, I'm assuming you don't want Kale to get hit by this.
Oh, correct, yeah. Oh, wait, if it's the Wookiee, I haven't even... Damn it.
Too late, you already decided.
I
Kale
know.
survived.
Yeah, I want Kale to
That
live.
Wookiee is fitted on the end of that. You got your wish. There are less survivors.
Metagame, though. I totally want the Wookiee to live.
Well, he's probably going to live through this attack. However, let's see, that's 9 damage. He lives through this attack. So he raises his Rick blade, which I am not pronouncing that right. But he pulls this long scythe-looking blade that Wookiees use. Let me see if I can look it up real quick, because I think you will appreciate it.
I'm supposed to have one of those, but I don't.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see if I can find a good picture of it.
You might be able to get one soon, Matt.
No, you can't earn it like that.
You didn't say you had to earn it. You said you're supposed to have one of those, and you don't.
Yeah, because I haven't earned one.
Oh, well, it's alright. I'm gonna get one.
You gotta earn it.
I will earn it when I kill, the thing that killed him.
So I just dropped in Discord 2 variants of it. He's using the variant on the bottom, which is the traditional variant. Unfortunately, as he pulls it out, this Colloquy takes that arm completely off.
Oh, man.
And the Wookiee howls and falls back, and one-handed pulls up his bowcaster and fires it point blank into this thing's gut, and the bolt bounces off armor.
Ah, shit.
Okay. This baddie is going to... They're very intelligent. I gotta keep that in mind. You know what? This one is going to bound over his buddy, and he's going to actually jump the Mandalorians, who are going to shoot at it, into the middle of the civilians and just start slashing whirlwind style, cutting the civilians completely in half as he just starts doing as much damage as he possibly can.
That's fun.
This is what you wanted, isn't it?
What a guy. What I wanted.
I said they were
Yeah, you said less civilians.
I said they were intelligent. I didn't say they were kind.
Right. I also said it's simple math. Not everybody's going to fit in the ATTE.
They might now.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes it Alcor's turn. And Alcor is also within, like, very short range of this thing.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be here too long. So what I'm going to do is I got to trade out weapons to use a maneuver for that, but I definitely got to hide out behind these boxes or crates.
Yep.
And
Okay.
I got to change weapons.
So that's 2 maneuvers.
So, and then of course I am going to take a shot because I'm changing weapons. I'm using my dualies. I'm going to go ahead and shoot at the big bad here.
Okay. He is at close range. It is 1 red because he's an adversary.
Copy.
He is not the injured one.
We're going to have to do that. So, and then any other bonuses for me here I got? Can't use anything for quick shot because he's already been fired upon, or quick strike, sorry.
Don't forget to add in your accurate.
Well, I don't have accurate for my pistols, do I? Let me see.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
I do. All right, I know. All right. Now, a question for you. Since I have 2 of them, it's only 1 accurate then?
You know you've asked this question every time we've done this.
Have I?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the answer is no. You only get the 1 accurate.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Are you using both pistols?
Yes.
Okay, so that upgrades your difficulty once, so you need to add a purple. You need to call that when you need to call that every time you do it. You also need
I did.
You also need 2 advantages to trigger your second weapon. Go ahead.
I thought he's a purple and a red.
So he was a purple and a red earlier because he was at medium range. He is now within close range or short range of Alcor.
Right, so he's just a red, and then you added a purple.
That,
okay, I
yes,
got you.
to upgrade the check. If he gets
Okay.
if he gets any closer, we're gonna have some really interesting checks.
Okay, so this is correct because he's closer, right?
Yes,
And
he
I have the
is-
difficulty of the 2 pistols.
Yes, he is towering over you. He's currently cutting civilians in half, making a beeline towards your crates.
Oh, joy, this is exciting.
Mhm.
Okay, let's get this done.
Okay, so that's a critical, right?
Yep.
Okay, so roll
This is
your
critical.
roll your critical and give me your damage.
Sorry, which one's the critical dice?
Wow, you just forgot how to play altogether, huh? The right here. So we've got your D100 and your D10. You add those together to give me a number between 1 and 100,
Oh, copy. Okay.
and then you
Okay, so we got a 49.
then you dig the card out that has 49 on it, and you tell me what that is.
Okay.
If you just shuffled those, you're never gonna find it.
I did by accident.
All right, hold on. Let me get you another deck. Here we go. Fresh deck.
So shuffle again? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
That's funny as shit.
Okay, almost there.
I like to point out that my music went all creepy.
All right, so got the card out. Headringer.
Okay. And Headringer is increase
Oh,
the
sorry.
difficulty of all intellect and cunning checks by 1 until the end of the encounter. Okay.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. So that makes it the little guy's turns. So this guy is going to come in through here, and he's going to attack Crikey. Crikey, do you have any melee defense?
I do not.
Yeah. Alrighty. I always give the player an adversary level because they're adversaries. Let's see. There's just one of them. He's not a minion. It doesn't matter. You can't add him up. So he just gets his score. So that's 3. And there. All right. So he hits for 7 damage. There's no pierce to it. But I'm assuming that does get through your soak.
All right, 4 soak. Yep.
Okay. So what I need you to do now is you need to make an average resilience check.
Okay.
If you fail that check, you lose your free maneuver for 5 rounds.
Oof. Okay. Well, I got a 3 green resilience check. You said it's an average check?
Yes, sir. It's 2 purples.
2 purples.
I was gonna say before you rolled it, you got plenty of light side tokens.
Yeah, I got a 1-1.
But you succeeded. You resist the poison. It smears and it stings like hell. But you know, you've been bit by shit in the Shadowlands, and you do have some natural resistance.
These are yucky, though.
It is pretty gross. Okay. I believe... Oh, no, there's one other set of colloquids. These guys rush in to attack this general group. Civilians, Gur, Orc, Kale, and the Mandalorians. This group of them rush in to try to attack them. And that brings us to Crikey, I believe.
I'm going to pop the one right in front of me.
Okay. What are you going to pop him with?
Ugly son of a bitch.
Because you used your big gun last time.
Oh, yeah, the bolt caster. That's right.
And it's a maneuver to manage gear.
Oh, I'm going to do something cool. I'm going to... Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to put the light or the bolt caster down and pull the lightsaber.
All right. Let's
Take 2 strain.
That's a maneuver. Yep. You only need 1 maneuver to manage gear, so you can do both of those things.
Oh, okay. So can I ignite the lightsaber? Yeah, I can stab this thing, right?
Yeah, that's part of using it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do it. I'm gonna stab it with the lightsaber.
Okay.
Does it have any melee defense?
1 sec. I think it actually has a 1 in melee defense. I could be wrong. But I wanted to change it to something very specific. The track I'm looking for is... not here. Why? Okay, the Jedi Counselor one will work. I wanted the Jedi Guardian one. It makes me sad. I was trying to give you the great Star Wars theme to go with igniting the you know what?
Protecting my family here.
Just do the Darth Vader one when he comes out of the darkness after the rebels. That one seems more fitting in this particular environment.
You know what? I'm using the smuggler theme because it's got a really good sound to it. So you ignite your lightsaber. Yep. The sound of it igniting draws the attention of everything in the immediate vicinity. And as that happens, you go ahead and make your check. It does not have a melee defense.
So it's just 1 purple?
No, it's 2 purples. It's a melee attack. I don't have a lightsaber sound effect. Seems like an oversight. Yes, it seems like an oversight. Actually, I do have a lightsaber sound effect. Hey, hold on, just 1 second.
I'm gonna flip the light side. Which I can remove a purple, right?
All right. So Crikey pulls out his blade. Oh, you can't hear that. My sound dampening is stopping it. All right, let's get it. Let's get it much closer. Nope, still not working. That's disappointing. That would have been kind of cool.
I flipped a light side token to take a purple away.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna scream like a Wookiee and fucking bring the lightsaber down on this thing. Oh my god, I was robbed.
You
Robbed!
absolutely were. So you bring the lightsaber down, and the chrysalid parries the actual hilt part, the part that's in your hand, batting the lightsaber away, and you slice through a bit of the gate. You didn't roll anything super terrible, I don't think. No, you just got 0-0. So there's no effective damage to anything. That part of the gate probably is not going to be able to be closed, though. Okay. Crikey was the last one to go before the NPCs. Thunder is stunned. The Wookiee just ignited a lightsaber, like feet away from him. This is an unprecedented thing.
Thunder?
Stunder, yeah. But that said, he shakes himself loose of it, and he's like, oh yeah, and then he pulls the trigger on his blaster. He has 3 success, 1 threat. I'm going to count that as a heavy blaster, so he does 10 damage, and he blows this colicoid away. Kale and Orc are trying to make a tactical withdrawal and are succeeding very well. Basically, they're backing up and shooting. It's the whole, Left 4 Dead 2, the Left 4 Dead thing, run and shoot. And that's what they're doing. They're running and shooting. Unfortunately, they're backing into the path of this other guy. They aren't fully there yet, but they're going to be at a disadvantage when it goes next time. Gur is going to run in, and he is going to slap a few things and change a few things and use his innate Jawa abilities to get the door closed, and the gate slams shut. All the bad guys are dead out there, but the gate is now shut. And he lets out a little grrr, like he's very happy. Civilians doing their own tactical withdrawal. Mandalorians are going to attack the big one because actually they're going to have to hold the side and attack this. So I'm going to split them a little bit. With that said, they do manage to hold the line and put some fire down on the big one. Drawing it away from the civilians, but they've backed up now. So now the new line of defense is kind of formed behind Crikey and Thunder and Gur. The new line of defense is starting to be kind of like a shape here. And that brings us to the top of the round.
You going, Hookers?
Yeah, I've got it still lined up. I'm going to take the one that's still at the very beginning. That's another crit on him.
Okay. That's the wounded one. How much damage? How much pierce?
That's 10 damage, no pierce.
10 damage is... It's no pierce? Does it have blast?
If I do blast 5, does that kill it instead of critting?
Yes.
Then yes, it blasts.
Okay, you killed it. After many more shots than you ever thought it would take, you finally let go of a round, and it goes in the hole you made with its original, like, blowing its antler off, or its antenna off, and you can actually see the round detonate inside the skull as its eyes pop, and it slumps to the ground. You look around, like, did anyone see that? Everyone's far too busy running for their lives to have seen the miraculous shot you just made.
Slow, like really quietly over comms, you hear, I think I got one too, guys.
And with that, you hear Gar. And he fires around. So we're close range. right? Or what range are we?
So if you run up to where Alvacor is, which for you is going to be a full maneuver, you can get within short range. Otherwise, you're going to be at medium because you're back in the tent town, which is where all the civilians are also running. So if you're at ground level, you're going to be taking 2 setbacks to not hit civilians.
All right, so maneuver to get to him, a maneuver to swap gear because I had the spear. 2 strain. And then I can shoot it. What difficulty?
If you're at short range, he's 1 red.
All right. That'll be 21 damage.
Okay. It's specifically it's 21 Pierce
Breach
10.
1.
Pierce 10 because it's breach 1. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough in y'all's ear. So, it doesn't kill it, but it cripples the shit out of it. Can you tell me, short of killing it, because it's a pretty dramatic hit, what happens?
So I'm aiming for its head. So if it doesn't kill it, I assume it just messes up its higher functions. If it has a brain in its head, otherwise, I guess it just takes out its communication and sight.
Yeah, I mean, it can totally destroy part of the brain and it still have enough. Like, it's not going to live for a very long time, but it's going to live for the next few rounds at least. Yeah, that can totally be a thing, because it's just rampaging anyway. And it's its turn. It's going to get this one final turn. Okay, so first off, let's see who, what, when, where. Who is the unlucky fool? So it's going to attack Kale. And I'm gonna do it like that. It's had half its head blown off. I give it those. Almost despaired, but it does succeed. That's 12 damage. Kale takes 1 to the chest and immediately slumps to the ground with a giant hole in his chest, about the size of a baseball. And all the other baddies are little ones. So I'm going to have this little one come at Orc. He's a much lower check, though. Still succeeds in hitting. So he pounces on and drives Orc to the ground and starts like trying to slice at him as rapidly as he can with his little claws. There's lots of fur and howling and various carnage going on there. And Alcor, it's your turn.
All right, I'm just going to kind of maintain position since our line is right through here, and I'm going to go after the big bad. I'm going to use both of my weapons, my dual pistols.
Okay.
And as such, from what I remember, we'll clear it. We're going to do 1 red, 1 purple because we're using the dual weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we're going to take my light range. We're going to add on 1 boost for the accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
And
that is...
aim. You can add another boost for aiming.
You can take
right.
You can take a
That's
maneuver
right.
aim, but also it's worth noting that you need 2 setbacks because you're back on the ground. So you should be taking 2 for firing through the civilians, but I forgot that last time.
Okay, so what am I doing then?
Add 2 setbacks.
2 sets. Got it. Okay.
And now you're good.
All right.
Okay, give me your damage.
Okay, so I have a
So
8 damage.
Oh, I was about to say you need 8.
Yeah, so 8 damage. I did critical also.
So you don't need it. All right.
Okay, gotcha.
So its squishy brain matter parts are hanging out. So I'm guessing you're just like that's probably a good place to shoot. And you shoot it in its squishy brain parts, and it dies. It has a soak of 5, and it had 3 hit points left. You just
okay. Easy peasy.
Yep. If you had any pierce, it wouldn't have been that close. But yeah. So you kill the big bad, and you can turn and tell Gar you got it if you want.
Hey Gar, look what I did! I got the big bad. Check it out. Isn't that cool? I can tell he shares my excitement.
Mm-hmm. I imagine he's just playing the I'm not going to justify that with a response card.
Yeah, he's probably just rolling his eyes at me.
Oh.
I was loading my weapon.
So, I don't have any more baddies to go in this wave. So, we're going to go straight to Crikey's round. Crikey? Ghost. I see your pen moving, but I don't hear talking.
I'm here. I'm here.
There you go.
My bad. Boy. Just this little one, huh? 2 of them?
These 2 little ones. You did catch the part where they put a hole through Kale's chest and they're currently slicing and dicing Orc.
I'm going to rush over there and try to save them with the lightsaber.
Okay.
So it's maneuver and lightsaber attack on a little one.
Okay. 2 purples. How much raw damage does a lightsaber do?
This one does 6.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, so that's a really ancient one. That means that it lives. Is it breach?
Yes, breach 1.
Okay, it doesn't live. You slice it in half, or however you want it to go down. It can be however you want.
Yeah, I'll take its legs out first and then dip into it with the blade.
Okay. It's chitin that bouncer bolts were like bouncing off of just melts like butter. You have the full attention of many of the civilians around you. They're all
What
like,
does Orc look like? Well, I can't see him through the armor, can I?
yeah. Right now he looks like a bloody mess. His left arm is completely gone.
You can cauterize it for him.
No, that's a bad idea.
You could cauterize it for him.
And,
Or make it a matching pair.
And Kale is on the ground, staring at disbelief with his hands over a hole the size of a baseball in his chest. Making coughing noises that don't sound very good.
Goddamn.
Hooks, what are you doing?
Is that medium range to get to there?
Yes.
Are those rivals?
No, not the little ones.
So that's 2 purples.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch from my explosive ammos to my sniping ammos.
Yeah.
That's 10 damage, pierce 3.
It's dead. Yeah, it was already dead.
Craig, he doesn't even have to turn around. He just feels the air of a bolt or a snipe going right over his shoulder, right into the very tippity top of its head, and it just slumps right forward.
And that concludes combat. There's a lot of dead civilians. There's a lot of medical stuff going on now. One of the things you will note, though, is that civilians who lived immediately start rebuilding the barricade. Like, they're shell-shocked. But at the same time, this isn't the first time this has happened. They're immediately scavenging parts, and I'd say within 30 or 40 minutes, they've got the basic structure back up. And they're, like, wrapping bits of the collocoid chitin around bits of it to, like, make armor. And, you know, you guys can take time to try to do first aid for people or whatever you want to do here.
Yeah, I'd like to try to save Kale.
Okay. You can either stim pack or medical check. Or both.
I'll use my stim pack on him.
Okay. You stim pack him, you throw
I'm gonna go check on Orc.
some bandages, and that's enough to bring him back. Orc is in equally bad shape. How are you dealing with him? He's missing an arm. So he's got his left arm has been taken off just below the shoulder joint. And you know, he's laying on the ground. His armor's been cut open. His helmet's intact, but his armor's been cut open, and there's blood just seeping out through the armor. And he's making howling noises, but like it's their whisper volume.
Hooks makes it down from the top of the tower. Seeing all of this,
I want to resolve Gar's turn first.
I wanted to help him. Hooks loves tourniquets. That's all he knows from first aid.
You can tourniquet his whole body. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Yeah, right around his neck.
Gar, what's your take? Hooks is more than welcome to help you, and vice versa. I'm gonna say Thunder started like, since he's a what did you call him? Figurehead. I'm gonna have him like he's directing construction of putting stuff back up. Like, no, you need like a pillbox there so someone can shoot and so on and so forth. And he's like getting the wounded triaged, and he actually seems to be pretty good at this.
I lost you when you told me whatever was happening to Orc.
Oh, did it break up for everybody, or was it just him?
No, Discord crashed.
Yeah, just you.
Okay. So basically, he's lost his left arm, and he's been all sliced up, like several like razor sharp slices went through his armor and his torso, and blood seeping up through the armor. And as you go to help him, Hooks has run down off his tower and has come to help him.
Can we glue his arm back on with a stim pack?
No, you can try to surgically put it back on if you have a field surgery kit of some kind. But it's a medicine check.
Not survival.
Kizik hits your shoulder with a military trauma pack, and he says, "All right, this is where you put your head on the kitty cat, and we try to sew you back together."
So what I think Hooks is saying is he should do the check, and you should assist him.
Sure.
So you said you needed a surgery pack. Is that what you needed? Or was it just a first responder med pack?
He's got a trauma pack. He's got the right... Hooks has
he's got the right thing.
Hooks has the med thing for it. That's
Gotcha,
that's
okay.
why he was rushing down there.
One red, one purple.
So a critical of a crippled is a 3 purple check.
There you go.
That's what you're trying to reverse right now, is the arm being removed.
We got 4 light sides.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip one of those.
Yeah.
Save a buddy.
All right. You put the arm
Crap,
back
we
on.
attached an arm.
You did. You successfully attached your arm. It's the best looking part of his body right now, actually. It doesn't have any fur on the seam, but you know.
Nice.
Gar would look at Hookers and be like, and that's how you give someone a hand.
You weren't here last time when Craggy lost his hand, but Yeah, that we still keep pressing on that. Can you get him out of this armor? We got to figure out where the bleeding's coming from.
As you say, get him out of his armor. The orc who has been, it's an armored Wookiee, but he's been very calm the whole time and very weak. Reaches up and grabs you by the collar, and anyone who understands Sherwook would know he would say just the word no. And
I
Crikey
tell
knows
Hookers, he says no.
it's
In
ceremonial.
case Hookers somehow didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
You mean he's not saying like help me get it off real fast by oh that's really tight, stop it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a great idea, but I think.
Yeah, I think he wants to keep the armor on.
It.
Yeah. Hey, Hookers, you did really good getting that arm bandage on. I know I was there to help this time. Is that why you couldn't fix Crikey's arm when he got his blown off? Because I wasn't there.
Yeah, and I was unconscious, and I think Dane was just swimming in the pool for whatever reason. But
Oh, it was Dane. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
yeah. We got to get some people out of here. This isn't a good way to live.
You think? Almost like we shouldn't be here.
Hey, Crikey, what if we let like the civilians leave the city in our big walker while we go explore for the guy we're looking for?
Yeah, that's a novel idea. I
That's
wish
a great
someone had
idea.
thought of that before now.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea, Hook.
You mean before we lose more of them?
I think maybe now they'd all fit, but
Do you?
yeah, it's a good
Is that
idea.
what you think? Gar is just staring daggers at Crikey. But he's helping civilians get on board the ship.
How many does the card say it holds? There are 18 civilians remaining.
I mean, we'll put them on top of the damn thing.
I'm trying to find the card.
I
over here.
think it's
Passenger capacity is 20. They all fit.
Nice.
That's assuming that you guys aren't going with them.
And we can fit as
we
gunners,
can't be the crew.
up to 5 gunners.
Oh, so you guys are gonna leave?
No, I think
Fuck this. Fuck this noise. Let's go.
we still want to find the thing with yellow piercing eyes.
You know what? We could also just find another planet to live on.
We can drive them all the way out to the escorts. Oh man, we can call the Jawas again. You think they got a satellite phone? You think these 18 guys would want to ride back with a bunch of Jawas in a 4 or 5 day trip?
As opposed to getting eaten by a giant worm or colicoids? Is that a real question?
We have other mercenaries with ships that we could call to come pick these guys up.
Do?
They wouldn't want to come very close. Yeah, we had like somebody we would have been able to call as backup that had a ship. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, the pirate guys.
Hey, well, while we're let's walk and talk.
Keep lining them
Let's
up.
load
Keep
people
lining
up.
them up.
Yeah, Greggy's just guiding people onto the ship.
I'm taking a head count.
So that 18 does not include the actual soldiers. So you've got 4 Mandalorians. At least I thought we had 4. Maybe one got eaten.
One flew. I know that. I don't know how far he flew.
Oh, here he is.
He had too much of a southern accent and didn't survive.
Yep. So we got 4 Mandalorians. You got Kale and Orc. You've got Shield, who is the scout, who, by the way, also ran down when you guys were working on the Wookiee. But he has no medical experience. But they seem to talk back and forth like they're friends, which seems unusual because this guy's definitely wearing Imperial armor. It's ragged and busted, and he's obviously not currently in the Imperial service, but like they seem to be friends. And I think that's all the survivors from the military side. So you do have 6 extra. No, sorry. You do have 7 extra people on top of your 18. But they might be more useful if you want to take them with you. Well, maybe not Kale and Orc right now.
I don't know. Orc's pretty handy now.
Yeah.
You're hilarious.
He could probably give you a hand with all the, things you're going to have to finger.
All right, so we get the civilians loaded up, and where are we pointing them to? We can call the pirates, right, and have them come pick them up.
Do they have anybody? Like, we don't need to be our
so-
people to call them in. We've got a planetary.
So why don't we send the Mandalorians with them to because I don't know. Who do we trust to bring this thing back to us? I guess Kale
we
and
can pay.
Orc would handle that, right?
Yeah, we could pay them to do that for us. It'd probably work for money.
They are mercenaries, and they're not getting paid by their current employer. They also just lost their ship, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we're saving them. I don't know that we're trying to pay them.
I mean, we're paying them to return the EotE back to us.
Yeah, so that they can, successfully survive.
Right.
What about Thunder? Do you think he might be honest enough to bring it back?
I hope so, because he's on payroll now.
Yeah, see? There's somebody.
He wants to be in the videos, though. Clearing his name, being cool.
Yeah, he could go back and be seen as a hero.
I think the Wookiee and Kale might owe us the most for saving their lives. They might bring it back.
We could ask them nicely.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys debate this for a second. I'm going to hit the head. I'll be right back.
Do we send a member of our team if we don't trust them?
Seems unwise.
Yeah, we were trying to show them trust. They'll bring it back.
All right, that's all right. Just as long as we all concur.
Yeah, I mean, worst case, we got a long walk. That's all.
Worst case, we got a hunting on the next season.
Yeah, hey, Gar, you might have somebody else to eat if he doesn't come back, right? You can eat Thunder too with Dane.
We're definitely gonna go eat. We're gonna eat Dane, right?
Yeah, we're gonna eat Dane, like a stir fry or maybe a stew.
I have that in long-term
Ooh.
goals.
We could pickle them too. Pickled long pig.
Turn him into jerky.
He's already a jerk.
Yeah, then he'd be jerky.
There you go.
Twice jerky.
Jerky.
Yeah.
All right, so I say we send the Mandalorians with them and ask them to bring the ship back and pick us up.
I'm for that.
And tell them they can remain in the ship and just gun down anything that comes at them. And ask Kale and Orc to make sure everybody comes back.
I'll make sure the ATTE comes back.
We have enough.
Yeah.
If they're gonna crew it, then the 7 of them can just go crew it, and the 6 of us can go exploring. And we'll expect to hear back from them. Like, they'll put it right back in the same spot, and we'll all ride out together.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay. I'm down.
We're dragon for it. If I wish to
All right. What did we decide to do?
So we're gonna.
We're sending everybody away. We're asking.
Yeah, hey,
Go ahead.
Mandalorian guys. You guys drive this ship out with all of these civilians. Make sure they're safe and loaded on the outskirts of towns. They can call in a ship to get them out. And then could you and Kale and Orc and the Rex Cooper drive back in and come pick us up in like I don't know. We'll be. I've got a long range comm, so I'll reach out when we're ready to get escorted. Escorted. But you guys stay safe. Like this, you guys did really good saving all these people.
So you're going to use your planetary comms to call in the extraction for us, because obviously, if we had planetary comms,
Yeah, of course. Who's your guy?
We don't have one.
We have planetary comms.
All right. I'll call in our pirates.
Okay. You guys keep talking about these
we
pirates.
have planetary comms?
Like, you can just ask them to risk their lives for free. And I'd
They're
like
just-
to point out that they're pirates. Yeah, I'm not saying they won't do it, but they're not going to do it for free.
We'll put them on that IOU kind of thing, and we'll chip in some money for them.
Maybe they'd like to be big damn heroes. You could
Oh
convince them.
man, yeah.
Is it too much to ask them to just come back and pick us up when they're done? In our vehicle?
No, the Mandalorians are going to do it. They're not a problem. They're talking about the pirates.
Okay.
You guys know from back in the city. They're calling them in with their ships, saying fly halfway across the planet. In your pirate.
Why do we need to call them in?
Well, that's what they said they're going to do.
To pick up the civilians and
Yeah.
get them.
All right, hold up. All I'm trying to do is get the civilians to safety, as in out of this mess.
Right.
It's not our job to get them back to the city.
Yeah, I wasn't saying taxi cab. I thought the only way safe to get out of here was to fly out, or to leave like a huge swath of distance behind you to get out of here.
I mean, you need to make it beyond the suburbs, at a minimum. But the whole planet's really dangerous. You both have valid points. Because like the jungle is just as likely to kill the civilians.
Yeah, you can't just drop them off in the middle of nowhere.
But they would be safe from the worms.
We can. Yeah, look, all we're trying to do is get them out of this death zone, okay? Like, they live on this planet. They're aware of how dangerous this place is. It's not our job to babysit them. What we're trying to do now is get them out of this zone because we understand that this is a bit more than normal.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we're not trying to spend our money to save them. Like, look, man, I'll risk life and limb, but not my money.
Okay, so how do you want to discuss this with everybody? That
We
give
tell them we're going to take you to the edge of the suburbs, and then we're the ship's going to come back for us because we obviously can't ride on it, and without leaving half of you guys behind. And if there's any dissent, we shoot the dissenters, and then there'll be room for us.
I mean, the people who are going to be driving it back are going to be the Mandalorians, and they'll consider it a point of honor that they're going to come back and get you. I don't know that you guys would know that, but you did save their bacon, and they take that kind of thing very seriously.
Are these the same Mandalorians?
I'm not worried about them at all, but there's like 18 civilians that are either going to be like, well, I don't want to get off of this thing in the middle of nowhere. You must take me back to home. And then that's the first one that says that I'm going to shoot him. Because then no one else will say it.
Yeah, none of them have said that. But they are talking.
I didn't think they would.
They are talking about. Wait, you said something about Jawas. Can we negotiate with Jawas? Jawas.
Yeah, we'll give them the comp code.
Yeah, they're gonna try to do that. So the Mandalorians are gonna take the civilians. They're gonna grab the EotE. They're gonna arrange. They're gonna say, when do you want us back here? We're gonna rendezvous at this camp, which will probably be overrun by that point because no one will be here.
Right. Is there a better fallback point? Like when we come back, like this will be overrun already, so we could just easily sneak somewhere else.
You could try to force march to the spaceport in the suburbs you saw, the shuttle port. We could meet you there.
Yeah,
it's much
seems like a
safer and closer.
better plan.
But it's a lot further away for you guys.
How much further? On
But
foot
it's
in days.
It'd be like walking from our local town to our local subdivision.
Ah, I see.
so
6 hours.
yeah. Here's my thoughts on it. Like it's safer for them to sit there and wait for us there, whereas if they come back here, like it's going to be a war zone. It's a greater risk for them, and we don't know when we're going to get back to here.
It's also worth noting
But they could camp out over there.
the ATTE does have a intermittent long-range comm. So not planetary, but long-range. So in theory, if you're within that kind of range, Hook should be able to use his planetary comm to talk to them.
All right, so we'll check in every 6 hours. Let's plan to meet back here, though. In 2 days.
I was going to say, why would we meet back here? This is going to be overrun as soon as we leave.
Yeah, everything's going to be overrun, though. No matter what.
Right, so wouldn't we want to avoid, like, and try to sneak around? Instead of trying to take this so that we can... Like, it's just a little longer walk. We walk through the jungle all the time. This is just urban jungle.
Okay. It's 6 more hours of not having ATTE protection.
Yes, but we're already going to be hours without ATT protection. What's 6 more? Like, we're
Okay,
going to probably be days without protection.
Yeah, we're doing this for what, 2 days? Saying let's
Yeah, I
take
assume 2
to
days.
look around? Okay.
So Thunder and Gur are staying with you guys.
Okay.
I mean, that's up to Thunder if he wants to stay. But I thought he was trying to get in the video and finish his contract with Dane.
He is also like he's not going to have come out and said it, but after this fight and everything, you're definitely feeling the camaraderie with Thunder, or rather, is more correct to say you're noticing he feels the camaraderie with the team. Maybe not Hooks as much. Like he's warming to Hooks, but not nearly as much as the rest of you guys. Like he would probably try to save you if you were in trouble at this point.
Except for Hooks, who he would push off the cliff.
He would do
Or just watch him fall.
Yeah, he would do the Batman thing. He'd be like, I don't hate you enough to kill you, but I don't have to save you.
I give him one of those nods, and as they're loading up the ATT, I get my I see the drink is still there, and I shake it up, and I go hand it to him again. And I'm pretty good at this.
As he hands it, just reach over, take it, drink it, hand him back the empty glass.
Oh man!
Oh, that was delicious. That was delicious, Hooks.
Thunder's gonna be like, I was
it
certain
delicious?
that was poison. I did ask him how strong it was earlier, and they didn't answer me.
Oh yeah, it is
Yeah, I
gin
figured
and
you-
whiskey mixed.
Yeah, I figured you thought it was poison, and I needed a drink.
All right.
Then I pull out my pirate grog, drink half of it, and hand it to him.
He immediately starts drinking it down.
That's probably more poison than mine. Oh, and not like poison on purpose, but you don't know where that's been.
Look, you know you're not supposed to poison us, right?
100%, yeah. I wouldn't poison you guys.
Okay. Because you just said that this was more poison than yours was, which would imply that yours was poisoned, and I didn't just drink it. So I'd like to think that there's only one member of this team that's trying to kill me.
Yeah, the guy with the big gun. I know what you're talking about.
He knows too.
Yeah,
He's just over there ignoring it.
Oh dear.
All right, so it sounds like you guys have a retrieval plan. Now you just need to figure out where you need to go from here.
Oh.
We're gonna start sneaking around, trying to avoid.
Can't we sit and hold hands and think about the guy?
Yeah, we can
Talk
try
to his mind?
meditate.
We can do that, but shouldn't we maybe get some higher ground? Maybe get away from this, where the bugs are going to be coming soon. I'll point over to this building.
That's a good high spot too. Let's head
Yeah,
over
good
there.
high spot. Away from the
Tiptoe
bugs.
in.
We go over there.
You want stealth checks?
Where is over there?
Over here.
Okay, well that's one of the places you can go. So that's a giant industrial building of some kind. The stacks on it are one of the tallest things in the vicinity, and it's one of the few buildings that is sturdy enough that it's still standing. Looks like it's probably Starship like grade metal beams that are filled in with very heavy ferrocrete. You can stealth to it if you want to try to stay quiet, and that's probably not a terrible idea. But really what I need is a coordination check. Because the ground on the road here is actually so crumbly that you can fall through into the sewers. So who's going first, and what tactics are we using for this?
I'll go first, and I'll be
I'll go first. But go ahead.
I'll be the scout, and I'll just try to guide my team by being like, "Hey, don't step here," or "Here's a shifty rock," or "If you put your foot right here, this alligator will eat you."
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna flip a dark side token. It's gonna be 1 red, 1 purple. All right, you succeed. Okay, I'm going to make that an easier check for everyone who follows. So it's going to be a 1 purple check for everyone who follows. All you have to do is step where Crikey steps.
Yes.
Thunder and Gur don't actually have to make the check. They're too light. A lot of skin of the teeth so far. I think we're waiting for one more check.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Everybody makes it over to this building. Okay. Are you guys going inside the building? Or are you trying to climb to the top of the building?
We should scout it out.
Hey man, how about Gar climbs up with his claws and he holds a rope and then pulls the rest of us up just so we get to the top of it.
Technically, Crikey's a better climber than me.
Oh man, but you love climbing.
Do we want to see if there's anything cool inside the building?
He's got a jetpack.
We want to check out and see if there's anything cool inside the building, or no?
That's not very. We're trying to get to the top to meditate. We don't want to go through and disturb whatever's in there.
When you say jetpack, Gar ticks a little bit. Like maybe that last flight didn't go so well.
I mean, I like Alcor's thing too. We should check out what's inside.
All right,
Okay.
let's go inside.
So I haven't made the actual map for this building yet. So let's get a little player participation. What is this giant industrial building? Because that's as far as I got with it.
It looks like a bank with smokestacks.
So it's a mint.
I don't know what that would be.
They
mint. That's nice. I like that.
They minted credit chips for a government that doesn't exist anymore.
There we go.
It's got pictures of the giant worm basically on it.
It would, because they worshipped it here.
Oh my god.
So as you guys are going through this building, it's dilapidated and falling apart. It's structurally, all the pylons are holding up, but all the accoutrements, things like stairwells, are not as well put together as you would like. Are you trying to get to the roof from the inside then?
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys get about halfway up, one of you is going to look down, and it can be anyone, and notice that there are a group of collocoids that are filling through the bottom of the building. They don't seem to have noticed you. They just seem to have come through one of the tunnels, and they're passing through the rubble of the first floor and are heading towards the other side of the building.
It's not Hooks. Hooks is looking at the ceiling for spiders.
Oh. Well, hold on. Red or blue?
If
blue?
Frankie's got the front, then
Go ahead, Gar.
I say if Frankie's got the front, then Gar would be in the rear.
Yeah, I'm still up front.
Okay, so does that mean Gar would be the one that would see the things down below?
Yeah.
You guys are like 2 or 3 stories up when you do see them. Which one do you want, Kizik? Red or blue?
Blue.
Okay, there are no spiders. This time. Okay, so if you guys aren't going to engage them, then you will make it all the way up to the roof. Except for the 2 climbers. They didn't make it. Alright, so what's the plan now that you're on the roof?
Meditate.
To meditate.
Yeah, so how does meditation work? Like, you just think about it. So this guy we're trying to find, he's killing the little bug guy. So is he a good guy? But he also might have red eyes, and that's the thing that's making the big worm angry. So he's a bad guy. Like, what are we trying to do? We're just reaching out to anything that's going to talk to us.
We're communicating with the with life and figuring out what's going on. I don't know how else to say it.
All right, just closing our eyes and hoping for the best. That sounds like a good plan.
So we don't need to focus on anything specific, or?
The Mandalorian said he was human, so I can sense for a human still in the area.
I mean, that's one, but we don't know if that's our guy. We know that's a guy.
Right, that's true.
But he might know more about it.
He might.
So we're going to focus on the human guy that's close by, maybe. That's a great plan.
If we pick something specific, that's specific, we may get a specific answer. If we just reach out, we may find more like what we're looking for.
So you look over,
Let the Force guide us.
and Thunder has got his hand raised like he's a kid in a classroom, and he's just like, you're gonna what now? Did I just hear this? There's something out there that, as you have now explained it, is messing with or somehow powerful enough to threaten this huge, as you say, Gar, a godlike creature. And your plan is to kumbaya, to commune with it.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I think that nails it right on that. See, look, Hookers, he gets it.
No, we're trying to
I
find
don't
out where
understand
it
what's
is.
so confusing.
We're not trying to kumbaya and figure it out. We want to find out where it is so we can terminate it.
I mean, that's he's not 100% wrong. He's probably more right than wrong.
You
Like,
don't
look, we
seem too
figured
hard
out that
on.
we kind of can connect to this. But this, I didn't. I understand. Like that's what they see. Like they think we're a bunch of hippie fucks. Let them think it. I don't really care. All I know is I can connect to the world around me through some unknown means and get information.
Your ping just shot through the roof. If you can still hear me.
Yep, I see that. No idea why. Probably the kids downstairs watching porn.
At least it's HD.
It's gotta be 4K, man.
Oh, Tabletop Simulator is at 2 million. Yep.
That's crazy.
Tabletop Simulator is 2.6. 2,600 and some megabytes of
Wow.
memory.
That's
Can you-
weird.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
we can hear you. So your argument here is we sing Kumbaya, we try to mesh with it anyway. I this is the plan. This is why we came over here. So-
We're not trying to reach out to the worm. We're trying to reach. We're not trying to reach out to the worm. We're just trying to reach out.
Just in general, but
Like,
just in general, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did a thing earlier where I figured out that there were things all around us. Right before I connected to the big giant worm.
So we're just trying to locate the human guy that's close by. But just reaching out to the whole universe and hoping for the best. And Cracky's gonna just like actively try to find that guy because he looks like he knows what he's doing. And then we'll find the human guy and ask him some questions. See if he's the good guy or the bad guy.
Hmm.
And we'll all stay alive the whole time.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, so
Okay.
everybody circle up, hold hands. Come on,
So do we like
Pete.
need to hum or something?
No, it's best for you just to stay quiet.
You've done this before. This
Yeah,
is
we
this
just
is not.
did this.
You just For you guys, it would have only been like 6 hours ago last time you did this.
I just want to know if we had to hum this time. That's all.
All right.
Just want to push him off a cliff, man.
So I'm gonna flip a light slide token,
You're not gonna drop him down a well.
and I'm gonna. My specific request is trying to sense for a human with yellow eyes. That was the description last time. Piercing yellow eyes.
All right, everybody, give me a discipline check and a force dice.
All right, my force dice.
So you may only use your
Ooh,
force dice. You basically may only use the check if your force dice rolls your alignment, unless you're willing to take a negative to your alignment in any direction. So if you roll, so everyone here is light side or neutral. So Abcor has to go take an alignment shift no matter what. But everyone else, if you roll a dark side, you have to take an alignment shift in order to use this ability. That make sense?
Yep.
we have to go through with it once we roll it, right?
No, you can choose. You can roll the force dice and choose not to use it. Like if you roll dark side and you say I don't want to use it, then you just won't connect.
Yeah, I'm not gonna connect.
Yeah. Dubs, what'd you roll?
I'm gonna connect.
I bet you will.
What did you roll?
You rolled the dark side.
Three advantage and a dark side.
Well, you're not going to connect because you failed your discipline check, but you can still take your alignment shift if you want
okay.
to take it.
No, I'm not gonna take it for no reason.
Dubs. Force dice.
Sorry, force dice went to two light,
Okay.
and discipline check I'm doing right now.
Okay.
It's just a generic discipline check, right?
2 purples.
Two one.
Nice.
Well, he's going to connect. I think he was the most skeptical one, and he's going to do it.
Oh my god, it's gonna break his head.
Okay.
You are also now aligned with the light side of the force.
Is that what the two light
Look
was?
over and he's literally singing.
Yeah. Kumbaya.
Okay. Hooks.
I rolled a black, so I'm not going to connect.
Okay, so it really is. All right, so Thodubs, all hope rests on you, bud. So as you're sifting through this, I didn't misinterpret that. He's like the most skeptical of this group, right? Like you have done this before, but
No, I would think I think that's accurate. Yeah.
Okay. So you let your mind wander and you're doing the ADHD thing, and these guys have been meditating for a while, and some of them look a little bit more constipated than the others. And then, so like you open your eyes and you look out over the edge, and you look into the city, and it's almost like magical. Suddenly, you feel like you can zoom in, like you've got binoculars, and almost miles away, you look across this ruined cityscape into a small cave on the other side. And there's this pair of eyes, and you can see it clear as day staring right back at you, and you realize that's the individual you're looking for, watching you from miles away. And if you wanted to, you could reach out and touch this thing's mind.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it.
Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna go for a ride. So you touch this thing's mind, and everyone is shocked.
Let me know when the bleeding stops.
No, is when the what stops?
The bleeding from his eyes and ears.
Oh, so he immediately floats off of the ground, arms spread out, head tilted almost all the way back. His eyes are glowing yellow. This is Abcor. And he made like a gulp sound at the beginning of it, but there's no sound really. But he's also writhed in like red tendrils of light. Thunder would make quite a bit of noise noticing this. Holy shit, what the fuck is going on? That would probably stir the rest of you from your reverie.
Yeah, crack an eye open.
Abcor, in what's happened in your mind is you've been pulled into a space of plain white blank space. There's no walls, floor, or ceiling per se, but it's all just white empty space. Think the Matrix area when they're prepping everything. And it's you and this shadow. It's literally a shadow with yellow eyes. And it starts pacing around you like it's walking a circle around you. And it eventually stops and says, "Who are you?"
I am Alvcor. Who are you?
That doesn't mean anything to me. Who are you?
I am a human.
That is what you are. I asked, who are you?
I am a wanderer.
It paces for a bit further. And then it says, "What do you want?"
I want to learn.
Interesting. It stops for a second when you say learn, and then as it says interesting, it starts walking again. What do you wish to learn? And why do you wish to learn?
I would like to know who you are, and I would like to know, I want to know if you are a friend or enemy.
It laughs as you say those things. That is not the answer I was expecting from you. I expected you to be an Explorer Corps reject left over from before. That's not what you are, is it?
No.
Hmm. So what is your passion?
I have a desire to explore and to better myself.
To better yourself, to make yourself stronger.
Correct.
And why do you seek strength?
For improvement.
Improvement. In other words, to have more power.
Improvement would be not necessarily to have more power, but to actually be better than I once was. And that does not necessarily relate to power.
You are incorrect about that. You see, in order to survive, you must have victory over those who would wish to defeat you. And in order to have victory over those who wish to defeat you, you need strength and power.
I see your logic.
Think on it. And he says that, and as he says that, the walls, the white walls, start to it's like spilling ink on a page. Like they start to turn black, and because he's shadow, he just seeps right into it. And the next thing you know, you hit the ground. It's as though you had passed out. Like you suddenly are breathing, like you'd been holding your breath for a really long time, and you find yourself back on the rooftop, and you've dropped from that pose you were in, and everyone's just staring at you.
Oh man, jeez, that was trippy.
Oh man, what happened to you? I was thinking how terrible it'd be if there were spiders on the roofs of things, and then Thunder started saying, "Oh man, look, he's floating," and then you were floating.
I don't remember anything about floating, but I remember reaching out, and I could actually was kind of, I don't know, I kind of let my mind relax this time, and I saw that cave, and I saw some blackness with some yellow eyes, and I'll tell you right now, I thought it was all just kind of in my head. And then I thought, okay, well, since this is in my head, I'm just going to goof with this a little more. And I ended up reaching out where I could actually touch the thing. Well, I kind of got zapped into this world of white, where I wasn't really anywhere. Didn't know if I was standing or sitting or floating or anything. There was no floors, walls, ceiling, anything like that. And this black entity with the yellow eyes was walking around me, and he was asking me questions like who I was and what I wanted and why I was there.
What'd you tell him?
Well, I told him my name. I told him that I was a wanderer and that I had desires to improve upon myself and to learn and to become better. And his responses to that were basically that he was saying that I desired power, is what I desired in order to be able to conquer those around me, to be able to improve and to be better. Were kind of the idea. So kind of trippy. I'm really kind of clueless about what that means right now, so I've got to ponder on it a little bit longer. Anybody have any ideas?
You got to think about how you want to conquer people.
No, that's what he was saying, but that's not exactly. I'm just trying to think of what he meant. He was very brief in what he said. Again, general, just general. He kind of almost spoke in rhymes and riddles. It was very difficult to kind of understand where he was coming from or what his logic was.
Did you ask what his name was?
I did. He ignored me. I asked him if he was a friend or a foe. He laughed at me. So I am really confused as far as who this guy is. Now, if we want to know where he is, it's from what I remember seeing in my vision that he is located way over there and inside of a cave. I'm not exactly sure. I'm assuming that is true, or if it was just something I saw in my head and I made up. But if it is true, then he is over that direction and he's actually sitting in a cave. I didn't get the feeling that he wanted to hurt me at all or hurt us. He didn't really come off that way. He was more interested in who I was. So
Right.
it's more of a curious kind of concept. So I didn't get a feeling that he was angry or vicious, or I kind of felt that he was wise and knowledgeable.
Well, we know from guys since on this last time, the man with the yellow eyes is like pissing off the big ass Jupa, basically. So I don't think he's all like kind and shit either. I wouldn't trust him. He sounds like a bastard if he's just
Yeah, we
after
can still
power.
go talk to him.
No, I agree. And I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to get an idea of what, how his tone was when he was speaking to me and conversing. Again, I don't know what his relationship is with this Jupa thing or anything like that, but it sounded and it kind of felt like it was, he had a focus or a purpose, and I didn't know what that was, and he wouldn't share.
Right. We still killing him?
Dude,
Well,
we
I don't
can't
know.
talk to him.
I don't know if we can kill him. I don't know. I mean, he was just this puff of black smoke with yellow eyes when I saw him. So I don't know how you kill a puff of black smoke with yellow
So we go
eyes.
talk
But
to him.
yeah, I would say just go talk to him. See if my.
You know that was in your head, right?
No, I know it was.
Yeah, you know that happened was in your head.
I agree. It was. That's why I'm having issues
It's probably
trying to
not a problem
separate.
about smoke in real life.
Yeah, I'm trying to separate issues between separating reality from what I saw, and like I said, I was kind of skeptical about this whole thing, so I still don't really understand fully what's going on yet.
You just gotta go with it, man.
Yeah, but I
You
think we should
talk
go.
to a shadow in a white box. You think he was a human that was killing the ant guys?
I'd be honest, I have no idea. It's a possibility. I think what we should do is, if we are up for it, I think we go, and if my vision was correct, like I said, he's in a cave over that direction. We could go over that direction and actually see if we could talk to him.
That sounds like a plan.
And I mean, works out. At least we'll find out more information.
Did you tell him about us?
I did not.
Okay. This might not all be shit.
No, so he is only aware of me. At least that's what I told him.
You didn't get the feeling he was like watching us, right?
I felt like he was watching me. Like there was a moment where our eyes connected when he was in the cave. And I could see, this blackness, and I could see the yellow eyes. And I felt like, because he was watching me. And I don't know if there was any specific reason for that, but again, that's what was happening.
Right.
But I'm thinking what we should do is definitely go over there and, one, see if what I saw was actually real, like there actually is a cave over there. Go check that out and see if we can contact them at least or communicate. And some of you guys have stronger force powers than I do, and maybe you can assist.
Yeah, let's find the cave.
Do we want to try to get a nice lay of the land since we're up here in a nice high spot? Let's try to plot our path.
You do one of those Assassin's Creed Eagle things.
Nah, I mean there's a bale of hay down there. You guys notice the poop on the top of the towers up there?
A lot of poop.
Okay.
Well, if we want to plot a path, I would try to stick to, if this ground is really unstable, I'd try to stick to some places where we had some old foundations that maybe are a lot more structurally sound for us to be able to walk on in order to get over to where we want to go.
It's a good idea.
Can you ping on the map where the cave is?
So Thodubs would have seen it out here somewhere, but it's beyond your actual vision. He could only see it because he was kind of in a force enhanced vision. So it's kind of like when we do the Crow overflies in the Dresden campaign, where you can magically see these things from a perspective above. But it's an out of body experience. That's how it was for him. When you guys look across the cityscape, there's just too much in the way.
So we need to go back to the regional map?
No, it's on this map. But it's
okay.
When I say it's beyond your vision, I don't mean it's beyond your vision in real life. I mean it's beyond your character's ability to see across this hellscape. Fog and atmospheric effect and, buildings and shit. Remember, this is a notional map. But it is something that, it is over there.
Yeah, I just know it was this direction. And if we go that direction, we will find it.
All right. I mean, it's not the
Did
first
we do
time.
survival to see if we can find a safe place?
You mean a safe route?
Yeah.
Yeah, that will help. You're gonna have to do quite a bit along the way, but yes, you absolutely can. Or are you trying to make camp?
No, survival to see a safe route. Difficulty?
So I'll let you do survival or perception, and it'll be 2 purples.
What time of day is this right now?
I've lost track of your day-night cycles, so
Okay.
You guys would have been camped there for as long as you would have wanted to be, so you could have set out in the morning or afternoon or evening. It'd have been up to you guys.
Okay. As long as we were able to have better visibility probably during the day than at night.
So it's a seaside city, and there's kind of like a constant fog. It's eerie, actually. Like, there shouldn't be, but there's a constant fog/smog that hangs over the city.
I got a 3-4 on my perception.
Okay. So you see paths that get you most of the way there. The problem is that the streets that are now kind of like moats of crumpled tunnel area separate out where you ultimately need to go. And there isn't really a super safe way to pass, but the closest is there's a bunch of rubble here that maybe you could build a bridge, or you could try to tiptoe across and then tiptoe across again on the other side. But any way you cut it, you're going to have to walk through some of the more fragile territory.
Well, Gar's got himself a jetpack, right? I mean, he could probably fly up a little bit and help us extend a rope or something for us to go across these hard to, navigate areas. Maybe it's out of gas.
I forgot to fill it.
All right. Okay. So scratch that.
Do I need to do a deception check, or can I just get away with that?
If Thodubs wants to oppose it, then you need to do a deception check versus his discipline. I believe his discipline is a 1. Oh, no, it's a 2. His discipline is a 2.
My deception versus his discipline.
Yes, it's versus his discipline. With that said, that's if he wants to even bother opposing it. Because sometimes
I'm not going to.
Sometimes your
I'm trying to trust him.
Yep. Sometimes your friends tell you things, and you're like, "I'm just going to let him have it."
Yeah. Well, that's fine. And I'll let it go this one time.
I mean, you saw the amount it was used. You would know.
It made logical sense to me because I know you were kind of flying up and you were up there for a while, so I know that does expend fuel. But the one thing I didn't know is I did not know if you refilled it inside the AT-AT before it departed.
Yeah, so didn't
You would have.
use it enough to fully extend it.
You would have seen me fly straight up and kind of fly in a less than graceful landing in some tents through some people.
Yeah, it
before I
didn't look
came
like
out
you did
and started
you kind of did that
yeah.
Swan
Yeah,
Lake
you
kind
were
of thing.
distracted. You were distracted at the time, what with the giant thing trying to put its fingers up through your butthole, which is distracting. But that's what you know.
So we got a nice path to go for now. And Gar's not flying anymore. Let's get on it, man.
You do. Do we need survival checks to move on?
Nope. So you guys are going back down the way you came in, and you're going to go along the
Hey.
street. Go ahead.
While I was up there, did I see this?
Yes.
What is it?
Okay, it's just part of the rubble, but you will notice the reason that some of these bits are here is that I've moved around. Certain parts of the city are older or built different ways. That indicates a small... So the Colicoids have trampled this area pretty substantially, but what's left looks almost like some sort of religious park. And there's a huge stone circular recession in the middle of it. It's formed by these pillars, but all the pillars are knocked over, all the engravings are defaced, like it's just rubble.
And is it on our route?
It is on your route. You could stop there if you wanted to.
Yeah. If it's on our route, I'm gonna just take a look. You never know.
Sorry, I was taking a bunch of notes. I'm trying to get all of the things that was said between Aragon and the Dark One in the book so that I don't forget.
Man, with a name like the Dark One.
Yeah, he's a good guy. You can tell because he has a name like the Dark One.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely. I hear you. I totally understand.
Hey, you know what he didn't do is he didn't say something like, "Why would we let them use our AT-AT before we let the bugs thin them out a little bit so we can fit most of them on there?"
What? No,
I didn't hear him say that.
He said something about
I
conquering
didn't hear the
people.
Dark One say anything about that.
His name is the Dark One.
Is that what we're referring to him as, or is that what we know his name to be?
No, that is a metagame thing. That's what I'm referring to him when I'm talking to you right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
We've called him human with yellow eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Separate what you know from what your character knows. All right, so you guys are going downstairs, and it sounds like you want to stop by the shrine first, or do you want to just stop by this little tent area next to you first?
I wanted to stop by the shrine.
Okay.
Let's go.
So you guys tiptoe over here to the shrine. Okay, so you're in this place. It's an open air park. The pillars have all been knocked down. There were several of them. I'll go ahead and put some more in. It's not going to be to scale or correct in any way, shape, or form, but just to give you a general idea. It's going to be something like that with a circular piece in the middle. Let me find something to use for a circular piece. Oh yeah, that'll work. That'll work just fine. But understand that even though I'm making this big and I'm raising it, it's actually a recession. The floor goes down into this.
Oh, okay. And it's solid on the bottom?
It's stone.
Interesting.
If you want to take a pretty close look at it.
Yeah.
Everyone go ahead and give me, if you have archaeology or knowledge, lore, knowledge, education, any of those checks, you can use those on this. Or you can just do a simple intelligence roll, but it is going to be a 2 red and a purple. It is rather difficult to decipher this because this is not something that would have been studied in any like schoolroom or, Holonet channel you would have found.
So I can't try lore.
You can try lore, but it's going to be, I've heard something like this rather than
Ooh.
I know what this is.
I hurt my brain, but I remember.
You said 2 red?
It's 2 red and a purple.
Gar busts a blood vessel, but he remembers something.
Oh, I've already figured out what Gar's going to figure out and how he's going to figure it out. You're covered. Ooh.
Whoa.
I've definitely heard something about this. I heard a story in the bar the other day. Not the other day, a couple years ago.
This is working out perfect. You just hang on to that for a second before you go too far. Anyone else making rolls?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So 2 reds, a purple, you said, right?
Yep. Against either your intelligence or an education score.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Alrighty. So Gar's fascinated by this place, especially this disc in the middle. And as he walks up to it, he realizes that there's an it's almost like pieces of it rise and fall. So he starts poking at it. Because that's what he would do. And he hits a button and 2 shackles latch to his ankles. And the parts of the recession dip even deeper and he loses his balance. And all of the tracks for what everyone who can see it instantly realizes it's a sacrificial platform. And he's just triggered it. And the blood runs in a pattern when it's cut. And he is cut by these shackles that hurt his ankles, not to the point of killing him, but all of the way that the platform is moving is going to decapitate him at any second. And Hooks is going to save his life. That's his triumph. He's going to immediately be like, oh shit, that must be the button to cut it off over there. And he runs over to one of the panels and he slaps it and stops the process in the middle of it. And Abcor is going to also realize that some of the panels are actually now raised and have writing on them. And you guys will probably be able to decipher it to realize that this is one of the many places in the city where sacrifices were made to Basicali.
The worms.
Yeah.
Did it ring a big dinner bell?
It did not. However, because you guys triumphed and every other thing, you can tell that a giant hammer was raised, or would have been raised above this thing. This thing's actually not intact enough for the hammer to be there. But looking at drawings of it, looking at it now, you realize that there should have been a giant stone hammer that at the end of it would have just come down and smashed into him and driven everything down the into the bottom. And it would have caused a vibration that probably would have shaken this part of the city.
Gotcha.
Oh man, why did you want to come here?
I was trying to learn as much as I can about this thing as I climb out of here.
You did learn.
Yeah, learned. This was a sacrificing place.
I think
Does the blood run in a way that makes a message or no?
So the symbol that it creates is the symbol of the Jupa mother, Basakili. So like the symbol that you've seen on the coinage, the symbol you saw in the temples, it's that giant thing, and it's now coated in a thin layer of your blood.
Does the blood like drain into the ground, or does it just stay in the like?
Yeah, there's a central
ripples?
drain.
Gotcha. Okay.
Goes into the
So there's
tunnel.
no
Goes into
there's
the
no
tunnels.
chance that this thing is smelling the blood or anything like that.
There is a chance that that is happening. In fact,
That's what I was
you
kinda
can
getting to.
you can hear skittering in the tunnel below it.
Damn it! You guys hear that skittering?
I guess we should keep moving. Yeah,
Definitely
we do.
wouldn't want to stay here any longer.
Yeah, man, get out of here.
All right. So you guys move along.
Ran.
So what?
I was just laughing that we ran away.
Strategically walking over here so we don't have to fight a bunch of tanks again.
Yeah, I had my hands in my pockets and was whistling and slowly walking away.
That's not quiet, man.
You're the worst. I just want to push him in a hole now.
I mean, you know where the feats are. Just go sacrifice it.
No.
Wait, no, that's not very nice. Anyway, let's sneak out of here.
Okay, so you guys come to your next place where you have to cross. Actually, this is the first place where you have to cross. You want to cross from here?
If this looks like the best place to cross, yes.
All right. Can you do me a favor and everyone give me 2 survival checks or 2 coordination checks? You can do whichever one of those is better, but I need 2 from each player, and I only need to know if you fail. They're 2 purples each. Because it's 11:57 and I want to get to you to a certain point before we call the episode.
I passed.
Excellent.
Yeah, me too.
Excellent.
Passed.
I think we all passed.
Barely passed.
Did everyone make every check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I should
That's
write
awesome.
that down on my notebook. Okay. So
We are sneaky.
you guys are, well, you're not falling through the tunnels. That's the important part.
We are coordinated. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you made it through. So you guys hear the chittering in the tunnels and you're like kind of trying to move through as quickly as possible. So you see various buildings that are still standing that look like there might be signs of life. You see a downed AT-AT Walker. It looks like there might even be a ship that's not crashed but set down over there, and that's all really interesting. And you do want to go check that out, but there's a lot of noise from the Kala kids, and you think maybe, well, we should get over to this cave and then come back and check that out later. So you guys end up all the way over here. And the cave is actually a structure that it looks like it's actually been built after the rest of the city has been built. Probably by multiple individuals, but it's definitely down and dilapidated now. And Abcor ends up taking the lead, like he's almost in a trance state as he comes to a hollowed out building. There's a giant hole, like an artillery shell has went off on the wall facing the building that you guys were in. It makes it look like it's a cave. And as you step inside, there's scribblings all over the walls. It's the same series of phrases over and over and over again. Would you like to hear the phrases?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. And it's scribbled in every direction, in every way, all over the whole room.
This makes a lot of sense.
Kind of creepy.
Is it just me, or does this make a lot of sense?
That's good, isn't it?
Metagame? Yes, it's the Sith code. But your characters would have no way of knowing that.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd just be like,
but
this doesn't seem right to me.
With that said, because you have a connection to a light side entity, you would very much have a gut feeling of, this is bad. This is misleading me. This is not what I want to do. And it's almost like there is definitely another way. Maybe I could figure that out.
Hmm.
And that's what we're going to call the episode. You find in this creepy little hovel.
Cool.
Sweet. Good job, team.
Good episode, guys. You didn't get killed by the colicoids. You didn't go down into the underground and get killed by colicoids / potentially Jumpa Mother. And you found creepy Sith dude. And you made lots of good decisions.
Been a good day.
Lots of them.
Yep, and maybe one or two questionable reasons, but lots of good decisions.
I also didn't get shot by my friend.
No, it's just true. You didn't. I want to make sure you know that.
Shut yourself
I'm aware that
into
this
the
time
air.
you did not.
I'm glad you
did
recognize
not
that.
shoot me. Yeah.
Also, strictly metagame. Maybe Pukruz did remember a few details correctly. But is now the fact that he's now questioning himself entertains me to no end. So that's quite funny.
I mean, metagame. I 100% didn't want to go in a battle with that guy, and he was the leader of a mercenary group / like pirate group. That was my whole backstory. I'll
Thunder's
play
lying.
along, though. I don't care.
It just means Thunder lying to everybody.
Yeah, it's 100%. He's not telling the whole truth. We'll say that way. And they were like all the things that Kizik just said are part of his backstory. But because of that backstory, he would not come out and tell you these things.
Yeah, I figured there's something else going on. I just didn't hear the whole story yet, and I figured I didn't want Thunder to get shot or Hooks to get shot until we find out the whole story.
I think that all of you were totally buying it, except for Kizik.
No, I totally bought it. And the fact that Kizik didn't even back his own story up very well just made it much easier to buy.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to do that.
Yeah, as far as we know, this guy is...
Yeah, it made it so much better.
This guy's 100% stand-up. Thunder is a good guy. He was his life was horribly ruined by the false defamatory allegations that Hookers made, and Hookers owes him a life debt.
It's gonna be so good. That's assuming that all of you live.
Which is not the same as an apology. Yeah,
I feel
just
like
want to point out a life debt, not the same as an apology.
already saved his life. His life debt paid.
No.
Sniped him. I guess I didn't cut him out. He just happened to come out of there. I gave him a stim pack afterwards.
You literally... You got him killed. That would not count as saving his life. Like, that would be like me going into your home, okay? Feeding the ever-loving shit out of you and then taking you to the doctor, letting you pay for the medical bills.
Well, he technically didn't kill him, though, because he never really technically died. He just was in the gut of this worm,
I tell you, you're right, Kizik. I'm not going to go to your house and beat the shit out of you.
You gotta hire someone to do it. Anyway,
Duh.
He's gonna blow up the house foundation and have the house fall on me.
good game, guys. I'm gonna end the stream there. Thanks for watching.